All right, what's going on? What's going on YouTube? It's gonna be guys. Take it from the no, we take it from the top. This is real shit, man. Real stuff happened, as we already know. We talking Lex offline, and he had some issues with the truck and everything, so he wasn't expecting it, but he dealt with it like a real man. He didn't go online and
man.
But anyways, I'm already. Yeah, I'll edit that out. So we got to kind of be cool for the first 10 minutes of the first 10 minutes. So I gotta
YouTube, yeah.
Like the ad, that first like I think they scan the first couple of minutes and everything, and after that they were like, all right, whatever happens after that happens. But anyway, got my guy as always. Got my guy Lexis King back in the saddle. As always, coming to you from Richmond, California, CA not VA and everything. As always, Lex had a bunch going on, so we're gonna get into it. So we're gonna cover. We always have topics and everything out there, but we got some talking points, which is going to be the Black Dudes Drift event that just went down that I wanted to be at. Unfortunately couldn't be there. We got the VR Gran Turismo PSVR2 that's been a hot topic the last 48 hours, and it's definitely worth it. And then we're going to finish up with the announcement of James Deane. We're not announcing it, but we're talking about the announcement. James Deane, RTR. Had a feeling it was going to be James, so they weren't going to pick the bottom of the barrel, you know what I'm saying? But I had a feeling it was going to be somebody up there and everything. So, man, as always, Lex, before we get started, man, how's everything been? How's everything going, man?
Man, everything is great, bro. There's zero complaints. Everything's great. Yeah. How about you?
No, I'm good. I mean, we it's zero, like I said, there's zero complaints because we don't want to complain about them. But I had an awesome morning, but it was like I'm here talking to you now, so that's all whatever. And I got what the people had to get with. And also, that forwardness resulted in a sale because homeboys wanted to buy coilovers, and he was asking some weird questions, and I kind of answered like directly, like, "Hey, man, you ain't gonna get that kind of support from TN, HKS, or whatever, so don't hit me with that bull. You want it or you don't." And then 10 minutes later, cha-ching in my account. You know what I'm saying? It's risky. Yeah. It's risky. It's risky. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna set that tone, like, "Hey, man, I ain't out," but. You know what I mean? He's like, YouTube. Yeah, I gotta edit that out. But anyway, man, that's all everything, man. But man, hey, we're gonna talk about the Black Dudes Drift, man. But like, let's get into it, man. Because I don't want to talk. I want to keep it in order like we had, man. So let me bring up this right here. We had the young man. You get a young man, a cameraman, and just like we was talking about Brian Deane, man, I know, man, just like I know why you're doing it, man, because you want him to get confident and everything, man. He was like, well, we're already there. And you were like, what? We're already He's like,
he's
like, well, we already had the event. Like, you telling the secret. Like, he's like,
cool your fucking heads, bro.
But yeah, man. All right, man. So straight into it, man. Like, how was the because I seen the video, man. I was ear to ear, smiling, man. The vibes, seeing young Jalen push it. And everything, man. So what was your overall feel of this event, man?
Dude, it was great because what happened was there was so much comfort.
Yeah.
There was so much down home feel. It was, like even a couple times, and I did not want to capture that on camera because I wanted that energy and that glow to stay within that event.
Right.
But bro, it was literally everywhere you walked. If somebody was familiar with you, it was, "Hey, how you doing? Bring it in for love and a hug." Right?
None of that
it was no. If anybody was familiar with your face and they looked at you, if they caught eye contact, "Hey, how you doing? Great to meet you in person. What's up? Bring it in." That feeling was something that was, it was like very down home-ish, if I could explain it. It was almost like a like high school reunion-ish. So it was super cool. It was the type of thing that we didn't know that we needed it like that. We go to regular drift events, the standard drift event, the great drift events we go to a lot. And as we go to those events, it's just standard because we really like drifting. It's not about the people that are there. It's about us driving. And then we have fun with the people that are there. And it doesn't matter black or white.
Right.
But because how Black Dudes Drift was started, it was literally just started for us to see others like us,
Right.
and for us to see others like us that are into cars
Right.
and drifting. Like literally everything that we're into, it's all encompassed. So once the event started to take place and some of the members were taking it amongst themselves to meet up, I was like, yes, that's grand. That's exactly what I figured would be a direction that the group would take. But it was just super cool to see it happen. So when this thing got put together, I was just smiling because, yeah, as we came over the hill, how Grange is, it's in a little basin. And you're coming on this dirt road. Grange is probably about 100 feet lower than you from the regular road. And as you go down this road, you're coming down. And it's the worst. Just think of the worst messed up dirt road ever. But then as you come around it and you make your way through it, your car's dirty. It ain't no pretty cars by the time they get there. Your car could be on a trailer. By the time you get to the last crest and you crest the hill, when you looked at AVS, it was like, whoa, there's hella people here. I had no idea that it was like that many people. I was literally just expecting 50 drivers, 45 drivers. I did not expect to see people everywhere, a full car park, and just people walking around, roaming around. Dude, it was such a great vibe. We got there. No matter what BS that truck put me through getting there, we get there, and I'm instantly trying to hop out, help out, see where I could fall in line because I was super late. I was trying to get in the mix, help my bros out that, put the stuff together and do driver's meetings so that everybody can get out on the track and driving. And so Jalen unloaded, set up all the cars. There's a little video of both of the RX-7s getting put into position in the pits. That's Jalen. Jalen was doing that.
I'm running back right now.
Yeah, I was running around. Dude, this is so funny. I just took that scooter across town and was gone. It was a fun time. That truck wasn't fun though. But the cool thing was, dude, what was very special for me to see was as we got the car set up and the driver's meeting was over with, my son is literally mingling with people. No, just standing here by my side stuff. The vibe was so comfortable that Jalen was instantly like, hey, what's up? Boom, 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 boom. People that remembered him as a little tiny kid, my homeboy Darren that moved from Cali to Vegas, and then he's back. He's like, damn, man, I remember you when you was 3 and 4.
Yeah.
You're 50.
Now we about to bang doors.
Yeah, you're about to drop 6. So those were the things that I didn't know was going to mean something. I just wanted to make a good environment. And so the coolest part about the event was a lot of people, because of the name, they were just figuring it was just only going to be black people. It's not that. It wasn't that. And that's never what it was intended to be, even though there was some connotation and some other people that were making it that. That's not what it was. So when the homies come and they come with all their friends, that's what the original thing was for. Like if I meet Lee Bird and them when I'm down in Florida, and they happen to know LZ or Taylor Ray or something, and they're with them, it's like, yo, what's up, bud? And then here goes my homeboy, so-and-so.
Yeah.
Their friend group. So that's what it was about. So when guys are coming down and the guy that drove their truck might be a white dude or a Mexican dude or whatever, you just meet more people and your expands. And that was so dope to see. You saw so much culture there. You saw so much, you saw pride in people's everything. Like it was dope, dude. And it's not like, and it's not like you don't see that at regular events. This was just a little different, per se, of the element because there was so many black faces.
Right.
So it was a much needed event. It was your standard drift event. I mean, I only drove a couple of times and I was pulling. There was nobody who went through walls though. Grange is good for having people go through walls. Nobody went through walls, but I did have to tow off a lot of high-centered cars and things like this right here. I'm walking. I'm like, hey,
Mike's car.
yeah, I had to tow Mike's car out. Look, like right here, I'm like, hey, we just got here. This, that, the vibe looks good. Everywhere we go, people are saying, hey. And literally, when I said that, that dude said, hey, man, what's going on? Good morning. Can I get a picture with you? And I was like, oh.
Yep. I was like, starting right off. At the top.
But that's literally how it was. As soon as we pulled up, unloaded the car, so I thought it was like that. And that was literally vibe. The shit was glorious.
I'm definitely going. I had to, and we talked about it last time where I had to kind of bail out of this one, but
no, that's
we'll
fine.
Be there next year. My man, and this was this was not the first one, right?
No, so Jamar and a couple of guys from the Facebook group, they've met up at a few places before. Right. Now, I never knew about it because I don't know if it was planned. So it wasn't like, and like Black Dude Drift isn't mine.
Right.
I could have started it. I could have whatever. That doesn't matter. Black Dude Drift isn't mine. It's a community, right?
Right.
If they're a portion of the community, you don't need to go through me to do anything at all. Okay? It's not a business. It's not a club. It's not a, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's literally just people in a Facebook group that are in contact with each other, and the more opportunities we have to go across the nation to meet each other, the cooler it'll be.
Yeah.
What made this thing special, and what the guys for the first two, what made that special was that guys just ended up at an event, right? Mm-hmm. So the first two were just at a random event. They happened to meet up. They called it a thing. This one was specifically tailored around just us, and everything else was the afterthought. So this one was cool. The first two I didn't know about. This one I knew about from the inception because Jamar and I, we talked about getting it done, and then we went on from there. And a couple of guys, everybody pitched in to help. It's a community effort. So the community did great with this event. The community did great showing up. The community did great coming together. The community did great. There was no bitch assness here. There was one small little tiff, and I was watching it, and I watched it. And then when it got to a point where I was like, okay, it's my biggest fucking pet peeve, bro, is when grown men cannot resolve anything like grown men. So when grown men do not resolve their issues, if I can step in and say, hey, think about it and knock it off, and they do it, I'm like, cool, no big deal. So I was watching this thing happen, and then I just had to step in, like, hey, yo. Yeah, I just popped in like, hey, yo, relax. We can't argue if people are driving, and there's nothing to argue about. We ain't talking about nothing but driving here. The environment is a good vibe. We're not going to step on no work. We're going to respect our brothers that put the footwork in for this. And, that was pretty much that, bro. Mm-hmm. Everything else was 100% love, handshakes, high fives, and a great damn time. So it was really cool. My son got to pop out. This little fool was driving so much. He drove so much he made a part fail, which was literally just his battery tied down in the trunk. Mm. He got I didn't want to have too much of lap after lap after lap, because to me, I kind of feel like that makes boring drift videos. So you get some of the morning when he had his jacket on, then you get some afternoon when he's just in his short sleeve. And the kid's flow got way better. But what happened in the afternoon, so now he's chucking it more. Yeah. And he's chucking it, transitioning, chucking it. His battery tied down. My homeboy that put it together, he put it together with one of those AutoZone rubber joints.
Yeah.
That battery ripped through it, and the battery flipped around in the back and arced, so I got to replace the battery and shit like that. But that was the only failure. And this kid put in probably 30 laps. He put in about 30 laps at Grange, and that's a lot. So he technically has driven more laps at Grange than I have in real life. There's no power steering in the FC. So Jalen has to learn technique on controlling it with the rear. And then when he drove Mike Barbosa's RX-8 right here, it has no power steering as well. But he also had the all season up front, but he had some really sticky shits in the back. So, I told him this is just like the FC. You're just going to guide the front wheel, but you're going to steer with the rear. So that's what he did. He took like 2 tries. He saw the variance. He saw the variance in the front wheels, and then he just started to shred. He actually had a second run where Mike just told him go again. His second run, absolute murk.
Yeah, I was like, I was watching it 2 a.m. Here in Japan, man, and I was like, man, I was like, because it's like you first get in there, and even I said it as an experienced driver, I was like, I did a lap, like, you gotta drive this motherfucker, and everything. So his Barossa setup is you got a diff or standard or
he's got a welded.
Okay.
Diff. Now both of my RX-7s are standard diffs. So Jalen gets used to the car rotating pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Like they rotate good. He can be on throttle and just and slips in the rotation. But Barbosa's he had to chuck. So when I told him, dude, chuck it and stand on it. It took him like 1 or 2 tries. After that, boom, he was locked in. Dude, and so Jamar's car. RB30, he got it up to.
Nice.
So Jamar's car was literally in pieces before he got that done. Before he got there, so that's a couple days and painted. It probably came there wet paint when we got there.
I was about to say the paint look. I was like, goddamn, clean. But we'll like with that, man. Like that's one is something that people say. Well, you saying it because you were black or whatever. Like, bro, we talked about it before, man. And like when you get like dudes, like black guys in the cars, bro, like our shit would just be a different level. I don't know what it is.
Right.
The style is just sometimes it's not even really like we're trying to make it happen. Like Oaf's BMWs and shit, and his Soar, it just looks good. Like the way he put the wheels together, the setup. And not saying, I mean, everybody got dope cars, don't matter the color, but when you look at it on average, most black cats ain't walking around with no bullshit, man. Because if it is, because we want to come up, but when you got some money, your shit's painted, your shit's looking good.
Right, there's just a little bit of extra attention to care. Once the car's done, then it's like, ooh, can I make it look a little bit better? And then you get to some sick style and like Oaf's car being slammed and looking super good, the camber, the gold bits on it, things like that. It's in it, right? It's innate. We be like, oh, the car run cool, let's make it look sick. Okay, then you get it to a point where it's like, okay, it can run a little bit better. You make it run a little bit better, then it's like, okay, I can run fatter wheels and have a chunky tire fitment, make it look cool. It's always the run good, look good, run good, look good, run good, look good. And then you just get to the point where you're content. Like, I really got a lot of compliments.
Yeah, dude, this shit right here was wild.
So we wanted them to land on the skid pad. They brought that helicopter in, and I mean, rotor washed the whole event out.
Yeah.
And we're like, why did y'all not just land on the skid pad and the ambulance could have sat right there 5 feet, 10 feet off back from the rotors? No dust would have blew like that. And it would have blew like way behind us. That was right in front of us. It was crazy, but I mean, dude needed medical help. He busted shit. He wasn't, dirt bike dude wasn't wearing no helmet. He literally busted stuff. So, man, when you gotta go, dog. I mean, it was inconvenient, but they got him some help.
Was Tommy there?
Tommy's on Drift Week. He wanted to. Tommy was like, "Oh my God, I want to go. I want to be there," because they were there yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because I seen them drive. I was like, I didn't know. I know it was the same track, but I didn't know if it was.
Yeah, they were there yesterday. He wanted to be there. He wanted to be there so bad, but I mean, it just didn't work out. But it's okay because again, we had a great, successful event. A lot of guys like yourself that weren't able to go, you get to see like, damn, it went down. It was great. That's where I need to be next year. We're going to make it happen. And wherever it's at, Florida, somewhere on the East Coast, whatever, then everybody will be like, okay, we're doing it. It was cool to me. What I was just shown being there, I may or may not really even need to bring a car. I would like to. I want to bring a car. But if I don't, the vibe is just so cool. The vibe is just so fucking cool, dude. I can hang out, man, and have fun. Some of my homies came from Jersey, the dirt bike cats. Some of my dirt bike homies came. They popped up of, yo, here's a pass off. Jump in the car. Go for it. That, Jalen had already flipped and arced the battery. We bump started it for him, man. Fuck it, dudes. Go ahead. Just don't stall it. He ended up stalling. But it was just like, bro, I want to spread the love. You here, man. Mikasa Sukasa, So it was really cool, man. It was really cool. And at this point right here, I was up for 38 hours. Yeah. Not a bit of eye closed.
People think event coordinators is like, oh, it's something like, nah, man. Even like a small little barbecue shit I run at the shop, man. Like you're because this is your event, you want it to be, you want it to be good, and then ain't nothing worse than having an event and the host is just like whatever about shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it's just like you're gonna be up, and it's not. And the thing is, you be so want to go, you don't even know you don't like. Fuck, I've been up 30 hours. Like, yeah, you know what I mean.
And that's exactly what happened. So after the first night, the guys from Faction, they do a podcast, right? And they came and they were like, hey, can we link up? They hit Jamar, was like, can we link up and do a podcast? Jamar's like, yeah, let me get Lex. He's the originator of this whole thing, and meet me at the Airbnb. So we go over there after, and we do a podcast for like 2-3 hours.
Okay, where can is that out yet, or where can we find it?
They're getting ready to drop it. They said they had 2 or 3 podcasts done before they got to us, and they were like getting them out. So they're on the one. They're on the one right before us. They're on the one right before us. So ours should be dropping. They say they're gonna start sending us some social media stuff, and then they're dropping. But they were like, yo, this is the realest fuck, because it was like, you know what, bro? They wanted to know the whole thing about it. So, we're going to give you the whole fucking thing.
No holds barred.
No holds barred. I was like, yo, me and Cuz right here, we had fun. We would have socked each other out if we saw each other in person at one point in time. But nobody knew it. It was never put on Black Dude's Drift. We ran the element as cohesive as possible. Like, so we gave them the whole, and they were like, damn. And so then they're like, man, sitting right here and seeing y'all interact, you would never know that. I'm like, that's a fact. Because what men do is when men have a problem, men man it out. If you can't see eye to eye, that's fine. You give it time. You don't have each other's name in your mouth, especially not on no foul shit. And then when you give it some more time to revisit it and look at it, tripping, it ain't about nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cool. And then you back on, right?
Had the similar shit with because Twan here in Imisawa and everything, Black Cat drifting for years and everything, and it was some work related stuff and everything, and I could talk about it because we squashed it a while ago. It was just like, when the way it went down, I told him when we talked about it, we were essentially the same kind, like where you're not going back down, I'm not going back down. You know what I'm saying? So it's a stalemate, and he had somewhat of a foot to stand on, but I knew what the guy told. But there's a whole story behind it. But I just felt a certain kind of way because I was starting to shop, and then some things start percolating. And I'm like, okay, well now I'm starting to shop, and now there's issues and this, and this, and I can't be going to my shop. And I'm like, I'm out of here. Have a good life. And then we ain't talked for a year. We ain't talked for a solid year. We crossed each other at the MSP a couple of times. He ain't look at me. I ain't look at him. We was just there. But I'm like, dude, you've been there for 20 plus years. I've been here approaching 20 plus years. We're both 2 black dudes that drift, and we drift at a high level. And I was like, and one day I was going on the track, and he was standing right there, and I was like, hey man, when I come back up the track, can we holler at me? Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah man, for sure. Like he was, like he wasn't going to do it, and I was like, hey man, let's talk or whatever. And dude, we talked for like almost an hour and a half, standing right there by his car. And just like we went over everything that happened, and then I'm like, then he was like, yeah, honestly, if you would have hit me up before that, this time point, I've been like, fuck off. And I'm like, pretty much the same. So we were in the same in that. So we let a whole year pass before we spoke any words or anything. But we didn't. One thing, I didn't go on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or anybody else
Yeah.
to say shit about him.
Never do that because that's what really damages.
Right, and he didn't. Same thing.
Permanent.
He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't talk to because he don't even do that anyway. He didn't because he don't fuck with nobody here. You know what I mean? So it's like Greg and some other stuff. Greg's gone, so I was only like pretty much linked to that. So he didn't go out and do that. So I didn't hear nothing back from nobody, which means he didn't say nothing. Because you tell 5 motherfuckers, man, and one of those people gotta say
somebody
something.
Gonna run it back.
Somebody gotta say something or a rendition of what happened. So with your situation, I never heard about it. You know what I'm saying? I never got out there, which means both of y'all kept it offline. And then
it was man shit,
right?
Because even with Mike, people don't know, man. Mike and I have been to the point our disagreements be so strong. Let's fight, dog, because I don't even care no more. Fight because guess what happens? Whoever wins the fight won. Because the point is, it's not even about the point no more. It's just about alpha males. We got to clash.
Yeah.
And so with Jamar and I, the incident that happened, and it wasn't no beef or no funk shit. It just happened. It was a lack of communication. Nobody was, I guess, I wouldn't say pig-headed. It was nothing that happened, like nothing that I did or he did. It just was a situation that happened that we didn't see. Like, well, why this happened? Why you let this happen? I didn't let this happen. You let it happen.
Right.
And then it was, man, you hella dumb. How am I dumb because of, and it was just that. So it just ended up being that. But then it was like that. Then you look at something else, and then you look at something else. So then y'all start looking at each other's character flaws, and it's like, man, bro, fuck you. Right?
Yeah.
And then fuck you too. And then it was fuck you for 2 years. It literally was 2 years. He and I would see each other at FD. I'd be working with JTP, and he'd be in the stands, and we would happen to cross paths, and we would see each other coming from like 30 feet away, and our eyes wouldn't even move. Yep. Look at him from like 30 feet away, and we could cross 2 feet within each other, but our eyes wouldn't shift at each other. Yep. It was just like night. Yep. And that's it. And I didn't feel a way about it. He didn't feel a way about it. Once we both got over it in due time, we literally talked at the track the same way, right? The same way you said you and your man's talk. We talked. That was it. Back to being brothers.
Yeah.
Now, there's men that don't do that. There's men that want to have a feeling, and it could be the most minute feeling, but they make it so big, and then in their brain, these be them beta male ass type cat. Yeah. Their brain, they make it so big, and it never be that big.
And then dudes like that, as soon as your name is even as soon as your name is even partially mentioned, they go on their tirade like, we ain't even talking about that shit, son. The fuck you talking about?
It's like you stabbed them in their ribs.
Yeah.
But it literally nothing to them. Nothing at all. So because Jamar and I did not have that energy, water under the bridge. There is no conflict, sir. You and I are back on like we never left. And then the thing is, he and I, as we get older and got older, it's like, bro, we could do whatever the hell we wanted to because he's got the drive, and my mind is always working on things. So sometimes I'd be needing a little push. So like when he hit me, said, "Hey, yo, I want to do this thing, and I want to do it under the banner that we've been working under for a while. Are you in?" And I'm like, "Oh, yes, sir. I'm in." Okay, well, okay, let me know what I need to do to help out and assist you. All right, cool. So that's that. Handshake agreement, verbal, we're good. Nothing else needs to transpire. And what we need more in our community, for sure, is we need that, all right, hold up. You and I are seeing eye to eye. Let's not waste time apart being at odds.
Right. Right.
Let me right now say, hey, I'm not feeling it. This is what I'm not feeling. How do you feel about it? Can we come to a middle ground?
Yeah.
Not waste time, because if even with Mike, because Mike went with Jamar, and me and my boy Jay was doing our shit. They were doing their shit. If we had have stayed connected and unified and not had our 2-year split easily, would have been the coolest thing. We probably would have got so much shit done in the meantime, in between time. But coulda, woulda, shoulda. So that's why I'm very transparent with my son, and I show him things. When guys are acting like bitches, I'd be like, hey, that's a bitch right there. Recognize that. Yeah. Recognize that personality. Recognize that energy. Because I want you to store it, so when you come across it, you can instantly say, that's a bitch.
Yep.
But what do? Stand down, observe, dictate, let it be. And it means nothing. You just know that's a bitch.
Yeah.
And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because if you don't move on it, right? That bitch can come around.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying like Jamar. I'm not saying our is just that was alpha male headbutting.
Right.
I'm just when you see like a man that's real beta, real.
Yeah, those are the most dangerous dudes, man. Because like alpha dude will look you in your face and like fucking stab you in the chest.
And you can respect it because he coming at you. Like, that's what they always say. What do they say with business?
Yeah.
My enemy can be my best friend.
Oh yeah.
Because I know how he's coming at me. I know how he's gonna roll. It's my best friend that turns my enemy that's the weird one.
Yeah.
Because you shifty ass nigga, like what?
Yeah. But bro, that's a whole other podcast, bro.
Yeah, I know.
That's
right?
a whole...
We know it, and we don't sidestep each other. I come at you, you come at me, and we squash it. And when we come cool, I can trust you.
Right.
I can trust you because I know how you roll. And if you're saying you're loyal to me, we're good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's 50 ones. And the ones that once you break the trust, once you disrespect, then it's like, no, you forever stay over there. There's nothing to reconcile. There's no need to speak or continue to talk out any of your talking points. It's no longer of interest. You were an associate and now you are in opposition. So stay that way.
Yeah.
You got shifty. The grass was cut. Snake, you got to
the thing about that, man, like it conjures up so many memories of recent stuff, and unfortunately other black dudes' involvement and whatever. And it's especially when you as yourself being a bigger person give the guy multiple chances to correct what especially if they the one that fucked up. You know what I mean? If it's split in between and there was a mistake in the middle, then all right, it's both from both parties. But when there's more on one side and you give the dude the opportunity to like, just apologize and shit, and like I got one situation where it's going on now almost 3 years, man. And I'm already over it. So the thing is, once I see the cat at the event, don't apologize to me now. I gave you multiple chances 3 years ago, so that's over. That's done. You know what I mean? You utilize hours of my time. I put money in your pocket and some other stuff, man. And maybe you're out there watching, you know what I want to talk about. And I ain't going to mention no names because I don't need to. But do you know your podcast is still on my channel? I didn't take it down because I'm not that type of bitch. I'm like, oh, I'm not like a girl when the shit's over. Give me my toaster back and give me my... Japanese women do that shit. They take all their shit back. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
some people do shit.
Yeah. Do that,
oh, that's some gay shit. I've had multiple disagreements with dudes that I don't fuck with no more, and I've done some stuff with. I ain't take their social media down because that's views. Fuck out of here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we just gonna be... I don't fuck with you.
You know what fucks me up more is when there's dudes that you don't fuck with, you don't rock with, and that's fine, but you're not saying anything that you don't fuck with them or don't rock with them, but they are.
Oh yeah.
Now, to me, out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not talking about you. It just is what it is.
Right.
On their side, if you're saying shit and
every chance, man,
and talking shit,
yeah,
or you don't respect me, why are you staying on my friends list?
Yeah.
Why are you purposely seeing shit that I'm doing?
You're right. Because you're not gonna take the energy out, and you're not gonna take the. I did that shit one time. I was just like, I had this conversation, and I start going online like, I don't talk to this dude, I don't talk to this dude, I'm never gonna talk to this guy. And I'm like, after 5 people, I'm like, they'll remove themselves after I keep posting wins, dude. You keep posting wins.
That's the other thing that happens to us, right?
Yeah.
We keep winning.
Yeah.
So if you're mad at something,
it's just gonna compel, man.
You're just gonna be watching wins.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm not stunting on you.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
It's regular.
Yeah. Somebody
right?
and on that, man. Somebody said something that they posted. Because everybody posted philosophical shit online, and and it made sense because it's like, because I felt a certain kind of way about posting like, kid stuff and what it is. For me, 90% of my posts is business shit. So I made one post about that. Hey, if you don't like my business shit, unfollow me, do whatever the fuck you got to do on you. I'm gonna promote my shit because this is a free market that promotes shit, and it's one of the free ones. But when you got guys that like, somebody posted anyway, they were saying like, I hear your ring over there, somebody on the camera.
Yeah. Kids.
He was saying if you take a post as somebody bragging, it's like, nah, they're just showing you the the fruits of their labor or whatever. And also, like, if you're friends, that's what the fuck it's for. It's for you to see shit. But like when people like, oh man, you posting too much about your shop or too much about your, and I know like you like me, there's a lot of shit we don't post.
Bruh, come on.
They don't even fucking know about it, son.
That part.
Yeah,
right? That.
Yeah.
Literally that.
Right there in the question.
I'm the type of person, I don't like to post about too many wins because I'm weird like that. It's like, oh, the world will see me winning too much and I don't talk about it and have it taken from me.
Man, I throttle back.
All times. Like when we was on a journey with the truck give me hell and I look at my black truck and I say, my truck, my old thing ain't had a but I said in my head, I say, don't get too happy. Yeah. Because if we have a problem with that, we really are screwed. So that's how so when fools be literally thinking you're stunting on them for nothing, like, or you'll have a guy saying some stuff like, hey, yo, I feel like that was directed at me. What are you talking about? That shit. If I feel a way, I'm going to tell you. It's going to be for you, and I will tell you. And then it's just like people do that, and it's like, damn, yo, your ego crazy because
all these motherfuckers on my list, you think it's you. And like if it was you, like if it was you to that point, you would, tag the motherfucker or not even. And then again, knowing like. I wouldn't even put it online because that's something I'm gonna go over there and see him about. Like, to case in point,
exactly.
Me and Alan are, we're business partners, buddies. Yeah. But there was some stuff, and the thing is too, you ain't the type of dude. I'm not the type of dude that's gonna try to control another dude's relationship with another dude. That's some gay shit right there, man.
That is that's some lovers
gay shit.
Right?
When we saying gay shit, we talking about that's the
We're
term.
Not talking about
that just means that's a term for meaning like
that's
as whack. Yeah. So anyway, like that's like some stuff right there. And then but there was a situation where I know who he dealt with, and I had a dealing with the guy, and I got with him direct. Like, hey man, this is what happening. No, you're telling me no eyeball. It's not okay. Then with no problems, then continue on. But like, but I'm gonna bring this up. I'm not gonna think because some stuff you think about like maybe it means something different. But for me, man, I'm very that's one of my flaws is I make sure
it's not a flaw.
I don't like misunderstanding, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I don't like misunderstanding.
Let's get it over with.
Misunderstandings come from their understanding of context,
right?
Their comprehension. Either they comprehend well or they comprehend.
And you can't assume too that they
exactly. Right. And when I say exactly what I said, and you can go into the dictionary and see every word how it's meant, and when it's structured in this exact phrase, this is exactly what it means. I did not mean anything else, and I don't give a shit how you feel about it.
Yeah,
You're bad,
yeah.
not mine.
Yeah.
Enjoy your sorrow. If you're man enough to get over it, do that.
Yeah,
if not, I don't give a shit, because guess what I'm over here doing?
Right.
Living it the fuck up, bro.
Because those dudes like that, man. I don't want to, because I mean that the event and everything.
We making it like this.
But we keep keeping it real, man. The whole thing about the event and everything, you know, it was what it was, and then like, you know, the people that had things to say, I'm pretty sure none of them was there. Because if they came there, then they knew what they were going to get when they came there. So like about that immediately about that, because dude, I do that, dude. I had a dude with me, and I was telling him like, hey man, I know this dude's gonna be there. We're gonna see him there, and I told him what I was gonna do, and when I seen him, I did it. So to him, he never seen. He thought I was gonna. You know how people say what they going? Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this.
He ain't about to do that.
And they gas it up, and then they see him like, yeah, man. So how's the wife in there? And man, about that post, man, I didn't mean it that way. Like, nah, but I meant it. Every word I fucking said, every word I said, and then what do you got to say about it? And it's like, and then like, you know, for the most part, when they start stammering and backstepping, I know they ain't about shit, and then I say what I got to say, enjoy your day, move on, and that's the end of that. That terminates that. I'm like, bro, life is too short, man. You know what I mean? It's like every time we have a podcast, even if it's a podcast and we come back on the next day, somebody has departed this earth, dude. Somebody somewhere.
Big facts.
Somebody somewhere has departed. You know what I mean? And that's the ultimate game over. There's no reset.
Like I told my son, yo, and you know, we learned this being street savvy in our areas that we grow up in. My son had, I don't know if we talked about it, but my son had a conflict with somebody that said something to somebody else, and then some person
and it ran up in a mall.
Roll up to my son's school.
Ooh.
And you know, I tell my kids, yo, I'm the first line. Yeah, I'm the second line of defense. Actually, you're the first line. Your first line of defense. So that means you act proper, you be proper, you do proper shit, and you identify stuff. You keep yourself safe. If you're calling second line of defense and I'm coming, what I need to know is specific things. I need to know it very quickly, and I need to know right where you're at, right? Where do you need the care package, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where you
got to drop it.
Where do you need motherfucking, you know what I'm saying?
Give me the coordinates.
Because I'm coming, yo. Yeah. What's your area of operation? I am inbound, right? So what I was telling my son, he's on the phone with me. I hear the person coming up, and I'm like, what do they look like? Where you at? What's this and that? Height? What's the age? What do you think? Give me this information like that. I need it, right? So as I'm listening, and in
the military, we call it a sit rep. It's a situation.
Yeah,
it's like a
quick situational report.
Yeah,
situational report. So I tell him, put me on speakerphone. So he puts me on speakerphone, and I say what I say, and then now I listen, because now my point is I'm on the way, but my point is to listen to the whole surrounding. The whole environment. I need to listen very carefully because I need to know what's going on. I need to envision what's going on. And when I hear this person say, "Oh, you so-and-so?" My son answers, "What's up, blah, 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 blah." And my son says, "Man, it's nothing, bruh. This, that, and this." Well, you said, woo, woo. Oh, I didn't say that. And then I instantly say, "Jalen, stop." Because what I just realized right now, dude is pussy.
Yeah.
If it was really on, he would have crashed your shit after, "Hey, you so-and-so?" Okay, so he didn't. That means the level of alert goes down.
Yeah.
Right? Still listening. You said blah, blah, blah. They said blah, 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 blah. And I hear my son heighten his voice. "Man, bro, I didn't woo." Jalen, calm down, knock it off. I'm listening still. This person say, "Well, woo, woo, woo. Shh, they on the phone right now. Apologize." Bruh, I didn't. Jalen, knock it off. Apologize. that pussy ass nigga say apologize, he don't want no smoke. Just apologize. You're not a bigger man, you're not a smaller man. You just apologize and that nigga can get on his way and you get on yours. Just when there's two things I'm never gonna care about. Something that ain't true and something I don't give a shit about. Or if I don't care about it and it's not true, I could care less to dispel or change a narrative. I don't give a shit. So that's what a lot of guys that that don't handle things like men, like Jamar and I, like even Mike and I, right? A lot of people. I've had disputes with a lot of people, but when it ain't about nothing, all it was you, and that's it.
Yeah, like we said before, man. On that was the like I said, there's some like again like some disagreements and stuff like that happen time to time between people because people never. I mean, you're just not even meant to get along. You got to learn to do that shit.
Right.
I mean, even rules at work are written. So like, because if you didn't have those, there'll be motherfuckers slapping each other at work. You know what I mean? Just there's some random ass dude I'm trying to make money with. And I don't like the way he brings smelly ass food in the office. So now there's a rule. Don't bring any fish.
Real shit. My wife did with that. She works in the legal office.
Yeah.
Bro, always brings some funky ass fucking food in there. And she's smacking. And my wife like, hey, yo.
Yeah.
To the lunchroom with that shit.
Yeah. This is like, you know what I mean? I do my shit in a way that, and it's like, for me, it sounds simple. It sounds simpler, harder. Like what sounds easier said than done, type shit. You still there, man?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
It's like if something that somebody does that annoys me, I don't do the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like for example, I'm big on my son. Being in Japan is different because Japanese like they like slurp and slop when they eat and stuff like that, and mouth noises is not it's a normal thing, but like dude, when I do that shit drives me fucking crazy, dude. Like that snacking and smacking and like slurping and like I'm trying to train you so when we go to the States I ain't gotta punch somebody in the fucking face because they annoyed because you're doing that, and it is annoying, but it's like I'm gonna still handle it because he's like you're mine, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna let no punk ass motherfucker at TGI Friday be like, hey man, could you tone it down on the slurping?
Yeah, because walking in a real world all day ASMR can kind of get overwhelming.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like shit.
Like some people like that shit though. It's like
yeah. Some people just be like that. I don't like the hearing people breathing and they're like, bro, you sound crazy fat. You know what I mean? Like, knock it the fuck off. But with all that being said, like, at the end of that interview, they had an understanding. They said, dude, we are amazed. We loved the vibe. That was the first thing that we noticed. We loved the camaraderie of everybody. It was different. They said, like, literally, it was different. Like, we didn't want to think that it was. We didn't want to assume that it was. It was different.
Right.
But it was so enjoyable. It was refreshing. It was amazing. We're glad you guys did it. We want to know more about. We want to see more about. We want to share it with our people. And we're like, damn, great. That's what's up. And, we had a good time with them. And, dude, after that, I go out. I look at my wife and I'm like, hey, yo. She's like, yeah. I was like, you want to thug it out? She's like, what you mean? I was like, I think I'm ready to go home. She like, shit. She had her mind set on, got the Airbnb chilling. Yeah. She had her mind set on sleeping. And I'm like, nah, the kids ride with you. Because subliminally in my head, I said, I'm tired as fuck.
Yeah.
But I know how I drive when I'm tired. My wife has the shit in her head. She'll be like, pull over, let's stop, let's get a nap.
Yeah. Survival mode.
Like, yeah, I'd be like this, nigga.
You wake up like 2 states later and shit. Dude, man, I swear,
my wife
bro.
would call me. She'd call me and be like, "Hey, yo, you swerving like crazy."
Do they got the joints on the road? The little. Yeah, they got those.
Hey, fuck those things. I be playing a symphony in them bot dots, right?
Yeah.
But had the kids ride with her because I was like, I can't trust myself. Me by myself, I'm cool. I will make it, but it will look fucked up.
Yeah.
But with the kids, with her, I knew they were safe, and I know my truck was safe. So I'm like, let them roll with her. So, you know, man, we got home. Well, we didn't get home like that, but the truck kept having issues.
Yeah, man.
The tire blew up on the vert. And it was just like, after the tire blew up on the vert, it was like 3:40 in the morning. It was 24 degrees. And I'm changing that wheel on the side of the freeway. Like that part on the vlog where it sounds like I'm winded. I'm not winded. It's so fucking cold, bro. And I think I may have just had this jacket on or something and a t-shirt. And I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, let me change this real quick. And my wife was like, because I was doing too much shit, getting shit done, and I wasn't capturing it for the vlog. My wife was like, hey, yo, capture this for the vlog, get that, and, you know, that way you'll have it documented. Keep going, go up a little bit, back for the scooter. So it was like, yeah, you'll have it documented.
Up front?
Yeah, it's no. It's at the end right before I got on the scooter to go home. From dropping the truck off. But yeah, so she made me capture it because she's like, you're missing too many points where you're working on this vehicle. She was like, you know, my wife be thinking like that. She's like, this is vlog content, yo. I'm like, fuck. Okay, so yeah, right there. That's tire loss.
Yeah.
I'm breathing. Not tired just because I'm so fucking cold.
Yeah. So you flat towed this one?
Yeah, so we flat towed that one. I do have another trailer, but I wanted do a 2-car trailer.
How do you hook up the what do you use for your flat towing?
I have the bar and the lights,
okay.
And plugs up. So yeah, you know, like I was at the gas station. The cops was like, "Yeah, y'all, you do this, that, and that." I'm like, "Yeah, I flat tow this one. I put this on a trailer," and they're like, "Oh, okay, that's all good." And you know, the setup's good money. You know, shit, bruh. I mean, I went through so much. My trailer on this truck. My trailer, because the truck sat at a high pitch and I didn't have a drop hitch. Dude, my trailer with the white car jumped off the fucking hitch, bro. It bust off the hitch. And man, that was a super scary moment, but I'm looking at too much money on that fucking trailer. And I said, I'm going to slow this down perfectly. My wife was like, it was super. I let the trailer hit the back of the truck slowly. And I started slowing that shit down on the calmness.
You had the shackles on?
Yeah, hell yeah, because I would have lost everything, yo. I keep that shit crisscross connected and rotated so that it's tight. So when it dropped, it dropped down. It did scrub, but it scrubbed the skid. It didn't scrub the ball, the portion that hitches. Right. So I looked in the rear view and the whole freeway was ablaze. It was because it was scrubbing down my skid, the post. So that scrubbed flat almost, but the chains held it. So, you know, they held it. And when it swung forward, I still had that tension and control because I crimped them. So it couldn't like start to sway.
Right, once it does that wobble shit.
Yeah, it did that. And I saw it in the rear view and I just slowly let it hit the back of the truck. And once it had some pressure, then I slowed it down and can't stop. But yeah, we had a journey that was outrageous, and I didn't film all of that. And my wife was like, "Nah, you gotta, I don't give a fuck. You cold, you tired. Capture this shit for the vlog, yo."
Yeah, there's a few things like I don't really like. You know, there's a couple things that I go back, like that one time when I flat towed a fucking 2-car carrier from 4 hours away. Like I was like, "Fuck, dude, I should have captured that," but I didn't want to because that was highly illegal. Like highly illegal. Like we had a flat truck. We took because I got that truck essentially because that diff is big on that truck, right. So I knew that it wouldn't overheat. And I know it had it was another single car carrier, and we went down there purposely. I took all these straps and everything. The last strap I had popped as we got in town because the dude didn't know how to. It was his first time. He never flat towed anything in his life.
Oh yeah, so he was in the driver's seat and trying to apply the brake.
And
he's doing too much and all
that too much, and then he didn't understand that even though the engine didn't run, that you could still use the gear to slow down. So he was using the brake. We were in the tow. We're in the fucking no. These are hydro. But we were in the tollgate and shit. And he had we were going down this descent. and I was like, dude, don't ride the brakes. Don't ride the brakes.
Yeah.
Plus, it's not on hydro assist. It's not on air assist. It's just like,
Right.
so, man, that motherfucker brakes was smoking and look out the back, and he's just like, I'm like, bro, beep the horn or something that still got power and shit. And man, he didn't know how to keep he didn't know the thing where like he slows me down and like to keep that tension.
Yeah, he could have put it in a low gear and
so it doesn't
keeps
that fucking. So guys there don't know when you tow, you want to keep the tension on the rope. You don't want that shit to keep drooping because that shit's gonna pop. So like, yeah, man, that shit pulled the whole tow hook out, and luckily that happened because I mean it was a couple of hard ones, man. Like I'm talking about. Boom. Yeah. I'm like, man, that shit ain't gonna take too much for them motherfuckers. And I had 3 steel cables rated at like 5,000 pounds each, and I doubled them up. And then I had a last thing we had was a tow hook, man, and that shit got me from where it popped at to the shop. And I was like, that's all we got, man. But yeah, that was some shit. I was like, man, that shit would have been dope to record, but then I didn't want. I was just like, nah. But anyway, man. But hey, man, let's move on to the VR, man. So we're gonna talk about
dominant console racer of them all.
Yeah, man.
Nothing stands near it. Nothing before it. Nothing can and will compare. Yeah. You heard it. I said it. Gran Turismo shuts it all down,
bro.
There's nothing that can compare.
So go ahead. Like, let me tell me how everything went for the launch and everything, man. How'd you get to the PSVR headset and everything, and how did it go, man? And I'll throw in my stuff later, man.
So we got that notice, and I knew it was coming, but when we got the notice, my boy got his email to him. Like PlayStation got very sneaky. PlayStation sent people their information on PlayStation. Hey, pre-order right now. There wasn't much going on. They told a release date on a couple of ad runs, but as of still, people are looking for the devices in stores. Here in America, not yet.
Right.
So you had to get it through PlayStation. So I pre-ordered. We all pre-ordered. And what happened was a few of my homeboys, we all pre-ordered. So we were like, damn, maybe we should have did it first day. Maybe we shouldn't, whatever. So anyway, long story short, we didn't know that we were getting them day one. What PlayStation did was they were already in our area and they were just on standby until release date. So my boy got his delivered. My other boy, the truck pulled up and the guy walked up to the house, and then almost simultaneously, PlayStation sent everybody a cancel. I don't know if word got out that they were getting delivered early. PlayStation was like, fuck that. And PlayStation sent everybody, terminated their order, canceled. That was the only way that they could stop them from getting delivered. So everybody got these notices. I'll send you mine. Everybody got these notices. All my homies got these notices. Literally, one boy saw they got put it on his porch, and then he came back and grabbed it and took it. My other homeboy came out the house like, hey, yo, was you about to deliver something? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, who you about to deliver it to this house? He said, yeah. He said, who's it from? He's like, PlayStation. He said, yeah, no, that's for here. He's like, I know, we just got a cancellation. So what PlayStation did is they canceled the orders, made sure that they all went back to the hub. Then they made us orders again, however they did it with our numbers. So when I got my VR, I thought somebody had gotten my shit because the box, it was open. They had cut the safety tape. But that was to show and confirm. They took a picture of the VIN number or whatever the serial number. Right. That serial number was addressed to me. So that was my serial number in the system, but they opened our boxes to do that. So it was a little snafu, which had me side-eyeing, like, what the fuck? Because I thought mine was like used or broken or stolen or whatever, but nah, it wasn't. That's just, it was a whole drama that happened here in the U.S. I don't know if that happened in Japan.
No.
But it happened here in the U.S. It happened here in Cali. And then once we got them, first thing, yesterday morning, they were out on delivery like ASAP. And everybody got theirs by the afternoon. So yeah, dude, first thing I did was I ran home. That motherfucker got delivered. I got to the crib. My wife like, I already know your food is oven, it's warm. You good. Go ahead. Do your thing, babe. I'm like, word up. So boom, my boy's there. We're on the phone. They're setting it up. It's like,
bro, it's like Chris. Is this? That feeling, like that feeling that I haven't felt in a long time. And even the go. I got my own shit, man. Go ahead.
That's exactly it. It felt like we haven't had that kind of excitement as grown men for a toy.
Right.
We have kind of excitement in a long time. Me and my homeboys was on the phone for 10 hours yesterday. 10 hours because they got theirs before. They're setting it up. I'm like, nah, they got me at work. Go live. I got to see this. Go live. But you know what I'm saying? And my other homeboy got his. He's setting it up. I'm the last one on the way home. Mine is at the house, but I ain't got to it yet. So, it was just like super cool, man. And we were setting it up and everything got all set up. And then we're driving. And man, when I tell you, dog, the thing that they did with this game, when they say that they built it, yeah, you see that? Yeah. When they say they built it for VR, it's a seamless integration. And since you've played it,
that's why I was like, man, because I was
It's seamless.
Yeah.
It's like you're looking. It's not a VR mode.
Yeah.
It's in the game. There's nothing you need to do. First of all, the PSVR2.
Yeah. Let's like the set. Like how was the? Because bro, when I did the setup, just the setup alone, man, like it just.
That's freaky, ain't it?
That shit when the eyeball thing was like that. I was in that bitch trying to make a beat. Yeah. I was there trying to make a beat, right? And then like the when they said look around the room and look all the way around, and that shit turned all blue. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit, dude? And then
they don't have it. Right?
Hey, how was it when that first went passive on you and it showed the passive like?
My daughter is tripping out. So she's looking at me with this big contraption on my face, and I'm like, hey baby, and she's looking at my wife like, can he see me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey baby, I'm looking at you, and I grab her hair. And I'm like, look at your barrette. And she was like,
yeah.
What the my daughter is literally on some, what the fuck is going on? Because, I can see.
Yeah.
And that's the coolest thing because for us, we have kids, right? So if you're playing with this VR joint and your daughter come in on
you ain't got to readjust none of that shit.
Nothing. You hit a button and now the PlayStation VR goes transparent like night vision. And you could see everything around you.
Bro, that shit was trippy, dude.
The rawest feature. There's no raise it up. What's happening? What? And now you done stained your lenses or smudge your lenses or whatever. No, your setup stays just how it is. You hit a button and it goes transparent. So what you're referring to as a setup, this is so cool because the old VR.
One cable.
And it's one single USB cable. And the control isn't on it. Like the button, like I used to put them behind my back and they would be on my seat and I do whatever. And then all of a sudden you're seeing volume go up or, something weird. It was kind of goofy to deal with that big clumsy cable. Plus it was a thick 2-wire cable that you were concerned about twisting up or anything. This is literally one thin USB-C. Even your headphones have a little rubber docking that you put the earbuds, you just poke them in there and they sit right there. Everything seamlessly connects to this unit. And it's fucking cool. It's not heavy. You don't feel like if you shake your head, you don't have this thing flopping on your face. It's really light. My homies have glasses. They're like, yo, I can use my glasses. It doesn't press on my glasses. It doesn't fuck with my glasses. What they did, and I don't know about other VR units. I don't know. People say, oh, my so-and-so deluxe does this. All right, cool story. This system, to me, does every single thing that it needs to do. 120 frames or hertz. 120 hertz. It is 120 frame, or is it?
Yeah, it's 120. It's 120. Yeah, you have to turn it. You got to select it on. You gotta enable the 120.
Okay, I haven't done that yet. I'm gonna go in there and do that. I just threw it up. Oh man, we playing, right? So it's 4K. The thing that I never even thought that I needed to see happens with this. This system is so clear at nighttime, right? It's nighttime where I'm at. If I walk outside and it's dark, I don't need a flashlight. You know why? Because my eyes can depict the black from the sky to the shadows of the trees to the black on the ground to this and that. I can see clearly outside at night. The VR allows that level of view. It's outrageous. Now there's $7,000 TVs that do this. Cool deal.
Yeah.
These goggles do it so cleanly. When I'm driving the car at night, see the color of that cage, I can clearly see that color. I can clearly still see the texture on the dash, but it's dark and it's like real life. So now, if we drove a race car that didn't have headlights at night, the lighting in the sky, the clouds, when you see the moon reflecting off of the moonlight is on the side of the clouds that's facing the, it's so amazing that you can see that now.
Yeah.
If I screen record a screen capture standard, it might look black. But if I'm looking through the VR and I look through the window, I can see the difference of the sky, the stars are brighter, and the clouds, total difference. And you can see horizon and where the sun set, depending on the time of night, because you've been on the road driving really late at night, right? When that sun went down, and it went down hours ago, it could have gone down 4 hours ago. Your eyeballs can pick up the lighter side of the horizon.
Oh, dude, you're looking over right there, dude.
Yeah,
just being able to when I first do to me, first thing first. Let me. I was at Allen's, and the first thing he had the silhouette R30, and it was the big bumper and everything, dude. Just they had the fiberglass off like it is in real life. It's not perfectly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not perfect. Like they made that shit. Like I can't. The modeling on that thing, man. Even a rear bumper, because there's a common thing with the R30. The tail lights don't sit flush. So whatever car they use to model, they put that in the game. So the tail light is not perfectly against it. It's like it's warped. Like because it's a really thin metal, so you can literally on the back of the R30 you can literally like old Japanese cars, you can literally shake that shit and it moves the whole like back of the stamp where the thing's bolted into, and like bro, like that shit the under you look under the diff, you can see the fucking surge tanks for the fuel tank, the fuel pump. You can see that they're like dash 6 fittings, like bro, it's crazy. And then the first thing
Alan showed the actual part numbers of fog lights.
Dude, they
it's that detailed.
That's what I'm like. And the thing is, we knew that. I knew that, and I'm like, bro, these guys, and even still, this VR comes out, and they still fucking crying about it should have been the original Grand Valley, and they messed up. I'm like, bro, this is fucking light years better.
So did you see the video I put up though?
Which one?
So there's a dude that took GT6 Grand Valley.
Well, I seen it, but I didn't watch it. Where's it?
Dude took GT6 Grand Valley. I'll pull it up for you on YouTube. So he took GT6 Grand Valley and this Grand Valley. Yes, Grand Valley comparison. He put them side by side. It looks so different that you would think it's a different track. It is not. The only thing that they changed is the last stretch of bridge and an S turn going into the last straightaway. So they slowed it down. This one, look at that one right there. Yes, they slowed it down. Basically, they slowed your speed down. Because remember, Grand Valley, you come out of the back chicane, and then it would haul ass. And if you sustain that hard right-hand turn, you come out on the front straight going like 170. Yeah. Well, they slowed you down. Now, look how dead spec on this is. The elevation looks so much different because it's not a speedway scenery. It looks more narrow, but as you see right there, it's kind of not really. The dirt being the shoulder instead of rumble strip and cement pads. It's very different visually and placement of bridges and tunnels, but after this portion right here on this right-hand turn, now the original Grand Valley is a straight, and then you get to the right-hand turn.
Yeah.
The newer one, the right-hand turn, is
what I noticed is
tighter.
it's shorter. Like the newer one is
shorter,
longer,
tighter right here.
And then you bang left.
This, and then it's a very tight left-right.
Yep.
Whereas the older one had a longer section, and now you have the straight
uphill.
That is the right-hand turn. Now look at the original. It is uphill, right-hand turn. Now it's a super fast right hand.
Yeah.
This has an S turn, and that was it. That was the only slight variance. This is the original Grand Valley, and it threw everybody off, including me. It really threw me off. It was like
because you had in your mind even though like when you played in years, we played so much that timing, like I that one when you go around
exactly
the
rhythm,
tunnel.
Yeah.
I told Al, I'm like, yeah. Before you even said it, I like that's longer. I was like, that's longer.
Yes.
It's longer,
yes.
And then you can see where they crunched it in. But yeah, man, we'll talk about.
I was. Oh yeah, this demon bitch. I was so lost because it looked so different. So I was so lost because I was trying to drive it the same way that I remembered it, but it just can't be driven like that. Right. But then it can be because it's the flow. The flow is exactly the same. And if you get past your visuals and then you pick up the new visual markers, the corner dissecting is exactly the same. So, how do we learn? We learn tracks very easily drifting because you're like, I could do this corner at this speed here. Oh, this was tricky. I could go in hella fast, but then I got to slow it down and do this and that. So I did the circuit experience, and look at that, just rubbing the bumper on the cones, didn't even touch them. Just circuit experience taught me stop thinking about the scenery. This is the track.
Right.
And then when I drifted, I'm like, damn, this is Grand Valley, blood. Like, this is it.
Yeah, it is scaled. It's scaled. Like is using modern tech. Like they're obviously Grand Valley. Right. To me, Grand Valley is a fictional place, correct?
So here's where they twisted everything. Grand Valley is a fictional place. Highway 1 is not. Highway 1 is real. Now here's where I'm fucked up at. Everybody that does not live in California doesn't understand this. That looks like Bodega Bay, Big Sur, Half Moon Bay. Those look like everywhere I've ridden, driven, and been before. So it screwed me up so bad because I'm like, is this that segment?
Yeah.
Is this about to come up next? Is this the real life thing? Is this not? And when you look off to the left, if you're going north, that is the coast.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm going north. Ah, shit. No, we're in Grand Valley. But that's Highway 1. That is the Highway 1 scenery. Now, if you look at the original Grand Valley, when you cross that suspension bridge, that is the coast of California right there. Now, Grand Valley, what Gran Turismo did in GT7 was give us a definitive answer where everything was.
Right. We
never knew that. We always assumed that. That was always set on the coast. But it went into the green headlands. We have a place up here called the Marin Headlands. And in 5 minutes, you can go to forest, desert, hills, beaches, and city, all on the same road in 5 minutes. That is what this looks like. But that's what the old Grand Valley looked like. It was placed. It was placed on the coast, and then you drove into the headlands. This is, you drive into the headlands, you're back out more coast and mountainous. So what this place got located is right under Laguna Seca. If you look at the map, this is right under Laguna Seca. So they just placed that scenery a little bit more coast.
You said it's 1 second. You said it's Highway 1.
Highway 1. So if you look up Bodega Bay, Big Sur, Half Moon Bay.
Half Moon, I can spell that easy.
Yeah, there's a spot. I'll show you Alice's. When we go to Alice's, where I battled those dudes on the motorcycles, the road that we went to, um, it was, let's say it that is the
That's a
scenery.
Big Sur,
That's it.
Big Sur SUR.
Yeah. So it's a trip because man, you get down there and that is 100%, our scenery, man. And
Yeah,
it's a
I've never
trip.
seen it before. I'm watching it now. Hell,
Yeah,
dude, it's
see,
fucking right
look,
there.
look right
It's
there.
a
That's Big
bridge.
Sur, dude. That's the bridge.
Yeah.
So when people are like, wait, what? No, this is Grand Valley. It's Highway 1. They just moved it outward a little bit to the coast. That's it.
Mm.
It's Big Sur, dog. So when people remember we were talking the last time, I didn't know Tokyo R246 was a real road.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is Grand Valley.
Mm.
And so when people are like, this should not be called Grand Valley, it should be called Grand Coast. No, it's Grand Valley because right there, see, you're going south, they're going south, it's on the right.
Right
But
side.
if you're going north and it's on the left, right to your right is a whole mountain range. You know what I'm saying? So no, this is the valley. It's the valley that's on the coast, but this is what we have here in California, dog. That's our shit. So when I see that, I'm so confused because it looks so spot on to what I know and drive.
Mm.
I'm like, shit, wait, are they really making this stretch of road? Like, what am I looking at? And then if you look at some of the architecture of Grand Valley, there's a couple of barricaded roads when you're making a couple of turns, but you see that right
Yeah,
there.
that's the dead giveaway.
The whole shit right
Yeah.
there. That's our new bridge. And you see
What is it? Bixby Creek.
Brixby Creek Bridge, Big Sur. So that is literally what we've got. And you see them,
dude. That shit look on video. It looks like that. I can imagine in person. That shit's like breathtaking, man.
dog. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
when we go over that, I don't care how many times. That's why this is what I love about California, bro. It don't matter how many fucking times. When my wife had never been to these places or locations, and we live here, dude.
Right.
We live right. It's literally we can go 10 minutes that way, and boom, a whole new fucking world. But she's never been over there. So when I took her over the hill and she's looking at Farallon Island, she's like, what's that?
Crazy, man.
I'm like, oh, that's Farallon Islands. It's 40 miles out, but on a clear day, you could see it. If you're at the end of California, there's no more California. But when you come over those hills, the hills are so high, dude, you're looking at nothing. The Pacific is the wide blue deep is there. She tripped out and was tearing up like, God damn. Because it's that kind of view. When they say breathtaking view, that's really what that is. The cameras don't do that justice.
That's something that looks good on camera. You could tell in person, like that shit is because it's like you get that it's like that whole like that shit's like it's physically bigger than you are, and you realize
you're such a small.
You realize how small you are and shit. You know what I'm saying,
bro? When you go to those places,
like you said right here,
pull up
and
you pull up your navigation and you look and you say, damn, I'm on the furthest most point of California. There's nothing else out here but blue. And if I go hundreds of thousands of hours and minutes that way, I might come across Hawaii. But if I miss it, it's going to be Japan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that. Yeah. It's like that going on.
That kind of food right there is like that shit that you don't even hear about. You only hear about this type of food, places like that, and then it just be having that dope ass sourdough bread and shit.
Yeah. So there's a lot of places. So right there on that coast, it's a lot of oyster and fish. So you get like there's on that stretch of road, there's a ton of little restaurants and things that are just specific to that coast, and you get that kind of food, that kind of delicacy. So when tourists come, they go to that coast. They go to experience those. Yeah, look at our Tokyo 246. That is insane. Yeah. Was that Tokyo 246?
Yeah, it's coming up after this damn man. Yeah. I'm about to get premium back, man. This shit.
I know, right?
Yeah, premium.
So what Gran Turismo does is their fantasy tracks they base them in reality, and it will twist your mind because you'll think that this is a fantasy track from a video game. It is, but it's not. It's really where the real world exists.
Right.
And what Polyphony Digital does...
This is prior to laser scanning and all that shit.
Prior to laser scanning, right. But what Polyphony Digital does to bring this to their world of Gran Turismo... I mean, even our fantasy tracks are legendary, man. And the shit is amazing, bro. So to get it in VR, it makes it outrageous because I've been on Laguna Seca. I've been to a lot of all these real West Coast tracks.
Right.
And when I have the VR on, and hey, by the way, did you notice you're slower in VR?
Yeah.
I'm 3 to 4 seconds slower than my fastest lap times. What I noticed is happening is the anxiety that I visually see when I'm really driving. I don't want to fuck up. I don't want to make a mistake at that corner or that turn. I do not want to mess up this turn. Everything looks so real. My brain goes to that. It doesn't go to, I don't give a shit about myself because this is a video game. Let me go full out. My brain goes to, holy shit, I could fuck up and this could hurt. And when you crash, the VR system vibrates on your head, left or right, or the whole thing, depending on if side swipe. So you get that, and you get the steering wheel, and if you got a sub sitting close by, basically your whole body, top to bottom, boom, and vibrate.
This dude's doing some guy already got the chair working on there, so I'm gonna get that later.
Yes. I think that'll be the last frontier for me. I got VR. My steering wheel is really good. I got a sub that sits behind me, so I get a lot of seat vibration and stuff. But if I got like the butt kickers that would individually raise one side, like if I'm going over rumble strips and vibrate like that, that's it. That's all I need because I don't really need motion.
Right.
We've developed this sense driving video games that we detach a few things and we just need a few things and that's the experience. And, we drive in real life. So it's like, but look how amazing it is, man, that they bring that world to your console and let you drive it. That road you wouldn't be able to turn up and tear up like that in real life, but you could do that shit on the Gran Turismo setup. So it was, my experience with VR was just so cool. I couldn't wait. I instantly there are so many tracks and wish list things I've had lined up. And when we got VR, we instantly, we got to hit Road Atlanta. We got to do randoms. We got to do this. That's why a lot of my content, like right now, has specifically been tandeming because that's what we've wanted for so many years. We want to be able to tandem with full VR. We want to be able to drive in lobbies with full VR. We wanted to be able to explore this game in full VR.
Right. Now this is now you got IGN or all these people. This is the best ever. I'm like, man, y'all been shitting on. Y'all been shitting on. Like we've been standing. We've been like playing the game, just being patient. Doing. Oh, it's boring. I'm like, dude. I told one guy on the thing. I'm like, do you got the fastest time in the world on every track? No, then shut the fuck up. No. You got more work to do. You got more work to do.
Definitely.
You got. Do you like? Tell me if you got all golds. If you got golds on everything, everything, you completed the game. Right. Which I don't think there's really there's really not a complete because there's going to be shit added all the time. So there's really not a complete. We got the little end story thing, but that really wasn't it. And then after that. It's like now we got online, so that okay. Now you beat the offline mode. Now go online, and now you're number 1,000 shit. Now you're number 5,600 in your region. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you got work to do, son. Like it's like, dude, come on, bro. And now that this shit's out, and now that it's something to rave about, and people are seeing, that's why they were pulling back, and that's why they made GT Sport. Yeah, because it was a fucking live beta. They gathered data from. That's what it was, man. And we knew that. And
you know what's funny? We knew that. You know what's funny? This dude said finally somebody using GT with the VR for something other than running through tunnels and Special Stage X in fucking vision cars.
Right.
He's like, this is what I want to see. Finally, somebody doing what's supposed to be done on here. Like, I've done a review. I'm gonna edit it all up, but I'm gonna put some more stuff in because there were things like Spa. When it's raining, you could see the rain bouncing off of the ground, and you could see the humidity and the steam and fog coming off of the ground. Blood, if that ain't the wildest shit, like what you could put a Assetto Corsa on the most rain ever, and all it does is pool up.
Right.
Gran Turismo pulls up, has varying different colors and shit. You could damn near see oil trails, but they don't have that. But you can see everything in it when the wheels go through, the tires go through the rain. You can see it separate and see it come back. The splashing of the rain off of the ground.
I think I messed up on it because I honestly I set it up, but I kind of rushed through it. And I want to touch on this, man, because like you can see mine, I got a lot of head shake. I got a ton of head shake just by. So I don't know if I didn't hit. I think I didn't. What I did in the back, I didn't crank it to tighten. So I think it was just loose on my head.
It could have been, because
you see, look, you see my video. You see how it's I think what it was is since I was talking, so it was literally my jaw was moving it
was making it
so
shake.
that's me talking. So I didn't have it tight. So that's just how sensitive it is. One thing I noticed about it is it got the centering. I mean, it was like it kind of get you go up and down, left and right, and you get it centered. And I mean, I didn't have to readjust or stop, and it was just on there. So yeah, man, that's one thing I noticed. And I was like, it's not the VR, it's more so I didn't set it up. So I think a lot of guys, they just didn't set it up properly. Just to go back and recalibrate. I guarantee you, it's just a calibration, or just fit it to your head. Especially if you don't have anybody coming over, that's easy. Like if you're like, because Alan had it adjusted because Alan wears glasses, so like you got to adjust the focal thing for the far foreign ears. So like you got to. So yeah, I mean, if it's just you, then gravy, because once you adjust it, it's you. I mean, unless you going through it like somebody. But most times with this stuff, you always gonna have a homie come over, or somebody come over. Hey man, put this shit on. Look at this.
Try this shit. Yeah, try it.
So it's never gonna be fixed unless you're just a friendless motherfucker. Hey,
so my boy, he was not a believer. He was not a believer. He's not a hardcore GT fan.
Right.
He actually liked Forza, but he got GT because we have GT.
Right.
He got the VR because we got the VR. Hey, bro, when he strapped that VR on his head, he said, "Oh my fucking God!" Yeah. He couldn't believe it.
Did you take him to the VR tour first, or did you go straight to the track?
No, we just went straight in. He was in the car, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
Dude, the welds on it, the welds,
yeah. It's everything
right here.
Everything that you see is so.
And then he's probably was doing this shit, touching shit like, dog, it ain't there, but it's there.
Bro, yeah. When we were driving, he's looking off at shit crashing and shit.
That should make you sick.
He's like, I cannot believe this looks so real. Now, the old VR looked good. It did not look real. Okay, the old VR looked really good. It looked like a very, very high scale video game. But the meshing,
the colors, man, the paint hue. Like when you get close to the car, it shows if it's dull, mate. Like
yes, it's insane. It's so good, man. The lighting, again, at first, because it was my first experience with VR, the warmth on my arms when I see the light on my arms in the game. But now it's so good because it's 4K. It's so clear. It's so, like, the depth. I look out there, dude, I'm going around Nürburgring, and I'm looking way up over the line.
That's what,
and you can see a field in this. It's like, bro, I can see so far. It's see the individual trees layered. It doesn't look like a blob. You can see that this tree is in front of this tree, and it's very clearly different. And there's even a shadow from this tree on that tree. The game, So now we see the time that
Oh,
it
dude,
takes them.
it's like we knew that. Like
Yeah, we knew.
we knew that. I'm like, bro, these are my, and now I mean, I wish I was paid like that. And at the time, we go back and look at like 3-4 months ago, because it was kind of like a stale, like, all right, the game, but we enjoyed, play with your boys, do what you gotta do. Then it was like kind of like really nothing, and then bam, PSVR coming out, and then like now people are seeing it's kind of like the whole steering wheel versus controller, like the game. Yeah, you can play it with a controller. You can do that.
But it ain't for that.
It's for a wheel. It's for a wheel, dude. Like, you don't get the.
They're flexing their muscle.
Yeah.
I was listening to Gamer Tag Radio. The dude, they're Xbox guys, but the dude was like, "Hey, yo, I know people are complaining about price point. It's like you're buying a PS5 twice." Or you're buying a PS5 and then $70 Gran Turismo and then $580 just to play Gran Turismo better. He said, I feel you. If it's about the money, I feel it. But he said, but if you got it, you need to get it.
You live once, man.
This shit, he was like,
bro, this shit I'm like wearing that shit, like, man. I'm like, that's what I was saying. Like, we talk, we like, since 2023, look at the movies. It's supposed to be flying cars by now, according to the 80s movies. Like, bro, we're like, it's hard to say we're in the future when you go outside and you go to the Wawa's or the gas station, or what I mean. It feels like regular mundane life, kind of. You know what I'm saying? But then, like, you don't realize, like, but things like this is like. That phone you got in your hand or whatever else, man. Like, bro, you got a node in your hand that can take all the information is fucking in the air now. You can literally stick that phone up there and type "big milky tits" and that shit pops up.
And the biggest, milkiest,
whatever you want to type in that bitch that ain't blacklisted. And there's a web page for that too.
That won't put your ass.
Yeah, anything, you know what I mean. Pretty much anything with kids. But you put that shit up there. I want to know who invented the fucking peanut. Bam. And this is where I get with the young dudes. I'm like, and it kind of getting off the tangent. I want to do that, but it's like, bro, you got that shit. You got that power right here. You can learn any of the fuck thing you want to learn. You just lazy. That's ignorance and laziness, and I ain't gonna tolerate it. But anyway, this shit, man, it's like, bro, I was like I said before, the emotions. It's like, I'm glad to be alive and like see this stuff, because some people didn't get to see this. They were avid gamers, and they probably knew they in '95. They like, dude, this is going to happen. The Game Boy VR, that was in the right step. Like, we can do this. Right. We can do this, but we just not. All the ingredients are already here. We just gotta learn how to extract them and put them together and shit. Everything that we do.
So one of my homies, he's an OG gamer. He's 57. So he's essentially an old man.
He's seen it all.
He's come from the black joystick.
He's seen it all, man.
One button on it.
Yeah.
That's when he started gaming. And then when he had Space Invaders and this and that, by the time they got to NBA Jam and Pit Fighter, he's like, oh my God, this is great. It can't get better than this. This looks amazing.
But wait, there's more.
Yo, he was literally playing this shit yesterday, and he's like, y'all, do y'all see what, like, we got the wildest shit. Yeah. This is the realest shit I've ever seen. Yeah, bro. It's the realest shit. Bro, even Assetto Corsa, I add this mod to go to this mod to go to this mod.
Do all it, man.
To do all that. It still don't look this fucking good, bro. Don't move.
Bro, this shit for the next 2 weeks is going to fuck the internet up. And now everybody's like, hey, man, I seen two people who were hardcore. Like, you talk about the politics and all that shit. You don't give a fuck. But you got, so in our world, is PlayStation. You got all of them, or you PlayStation, or if it comes gun to my head, I'm going to get PlayStation, because what I like to play is on PlayStation. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Xbox Forza, we played them all. Assetto Corsa, I got it downstairs. You know what I mean?
But what I need in my life is PC idle,
bro.
And we're gonna be those dudes like my homeboy, right? We came in at a good era that we know about the old 8-bit games. We know about the games that are older than that. But we are the Nintendo kids. We are the Sega kids. We are the PlayStation kids. We're the Dreamcast kids. We've seen the real golden era of gaming.
Yeah.
We've seen that.
Yeah.
And we're moving into this shit. It's so complex now.
Yeah.
Like, think about, they just, okay, I don't know if you noticed, but the AI got better.
Oh yeah.
But we also got a fucking demon in the game. We got Sophie.
Bring up Sophie right there, man.
Sophie is an absolute. Okay, Assetto Corsa has alien mode. Alien mode is made to be virtually unbeatable. And if you can beat it, you happen to be the baddest man walking the planet. Or one of them. Then Project Cars didn't have a damn.
That was a ticket right there. Yeah, I know.
Project Cars didn't have per se an alien mode, but what happened on Project Cars is the AI set to 70 was fairly competitive, just enough for the average guy. If you set it to 71% AI, the AI started modifying the cars. They'd make a perfect tune for their cars, which made them really fast. If you put the AI to 120% or 110, I forgot how far Project Cars went, they were unbeatable. You were getting your ass whooped. And that's what they did times 10 with Sophie. Sophie, in this race that you're looking at, has 4 different personalities. Aggressive fast, that's Violet. Bozo, which is green. Then red and blue are your average drivers. They always set you behind the green, the red, then the blue. Blue is in lead, red is middle, green is second or third, and the fast girl is behind you. It's data mining, it's algorithm mining, it's trying to see your process. They added these little faces to Sophie to let you know how she feels with what you're doing. She will laugh at you. She'll get discouraged. She'll be perplexed and shocked. She'll get mad and she'll get aggressive. She has 5 different things. Or she'll be very content when you just see the regular smile like, hi, I'm content, I'm good. So everybody thought that those 3 races, beginner, intermediate, and expert, was the Sophie challenge. Nah, that's just collecting how you drive. Yep. This 1 versus 1, that's Sophie. The other ones is just they're doing recon on you. This right here, Sophie get out. I didn't do them yet. Oh, nah, dog. Sophie get out on you, Sophie's gone. You can get fast and Sophie gets discouraged or gets mad, but she'll get even. Now, when I first played this, the very first night that the update was done, Sophie was an extremely clean driver, incredibly fast. Sit 2 inches off of your bumper, try to take you on the outside of corners, try to take you on the inside of corners, try to take you in every braking zone. But she was extremely clean. I don't know if other drivers' experiences has taken a global effect on Sophie. If she's just like, you might be faster than I wanted you to be, and now I'm going to drive even faster. Now she trades paint. God damn. Gapping him. Dog, Sophie, if it gets out on you, Sophie will cut 4 to 5 seconds on you. Yeah. You don't understand how this even happens because you get frustrated that you're driving the car as hard as you can. He does not care. She will find speed. She pitches the car in. The car will slide. This isn't the car got out of control. It's pretty much like a really good human. Like that's what Alan was. I was telling him. I was like, dude. Like I was like, not only if they're taking. I know they're not just doing only data inside. Yeah, it's not data from your. Shit that we would do globally. It's global. It's global. That means like that shit is gathering data 24/7. You only got a relaxed Sophie if you got on in the first minutes of the update. Now she is a bat out of hell. And because a lot of y'all keep ramming her and hitting her, now she doesn't give a shit about trading paint. At first, she would not hit me. I have it recorded, all of my Sophie runs. She never touched me, ever. Yes, she digs up the inside of you and she sits right there and she'll take you at any moment. But now she will bump you and nudge you because she's like, get the fuck out of the way. I got this. Yeah. And she will run up the inside of you, and it's insane.
One thing that's going to come out this, man, this is going to make people a lot faster because you got to be consistent. And it's not only raw power. This shit's gone. I mean, because especially with the PP.
Finesse.
Yeah.
She manages, and what the races do, which everybody, I don't know if they're noticing, they probably are, but they're probably not. I technically look at the car with my tires when I'm driving. The first race, the beginner, you got the fastest car and you're on racing hards. The next race, the intermediate, you're on sport mediums, and it's a slower car. The third race, the expert, you're typically on sport hards, with an equal playing field car, but then when you go up against Sophie, you're on comfort softs and not much done to the car. So now everybody will post, I can beat Sophie, but they only beat her in this Integra one. I beat her on the Integra one. There's no problem. You get around her, she can't get by you. If you're going fast enough, she can't really decide on how to make it work. She can't make it work. 2 laps, you're done, cool. Go to Trial Mountain, see how that bitch gap you. Go to here and see how she gap you. Go to Suzuka. I ran her on Suzuka with that Porsche, and I was in front of her because I'm pretty quick, right? I was in front of her for 2 laps, and she's coming down that back straight, and she's just sitting right on my bumper. I go to make that turn, that fast, high-speed left-hander, before you go to the bus stop chicane. She was sitting right there. She matched my shit. The second I went out to go to that rumble strip, a little bit of understeer, she ran right up the inside of my shit. Yeah, they fucking fucked Sophie. But she ran right up the inside of my shit. And now we're digging down the back straight, going into a chicane, neck to neck. And I braked, she braked, her car turned, my car understeered a little bit. I lost the line. I couldn't get back inside of her, and she won. But I held her.
So they're all at the same, man. You got the VR, got that. I mean, you solidify. I was put on there, and nobody questioned it because they seen that shit. Ain't nothing with console fucking with this now. Nothing. And then like now with that, now the AI, like everybody, AI is bland, AI breaks, and like you even see it when you could tell you literally, as long as you make your marks, they programmed them to break early to give you a chance to catch up when you're already 20.
They did,
yeah, but
it's changed now. It's changed.
That shit's going full board,
so the AI is not Sophie-ish, but now the AI is just standard racer.
They got to take some of that shit though. They gonna put some of that data over into the.
So I do. Here's what I think, because this is a project that we're participating in. Sophie isn't permanent on the game right now. They just unleashed her on us for a little bit to collect our data. I think Sophie's going to get permanently put in the game,
for sure.
But she's going to be able to be put on the slider. Like, say we want 50% Sophie or 80% Sophie. I think that beginner, intermediate, professional is going to have a grade of Sophie that, you know what I'm saying, depending on how fast you are, you may or may not be able to really deal with her. If we're able to mix Sophie AI in with regular AI, that's going to give us such see, niggas doing that.
That's dumb.
It's taken that's how they're trying to beat her. They cannot beat her. See, bro, I started over. If we touch no restart, I'm so finicky. I know people that were on my live watching me the other day was like, why is this people? Because I cannot stand if I make contact. I can't stand it. Yeah, and I refuse to do that. So when you see that I beat Sophie, I beat that bitch. I really beat her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I beat Sophie, I really beat her, and it was clean. But That ramming shit, I'll never do. That I'll never. I have too much honor for that. I cannot. I have to do
They
it
like
on my
fucking
merit.
doing pit maneuvers and shit.
Yeah, I have to do it off merit of my talent. I'm not just here. That's what a lot of these gamers, these car collectors, I just won $3 million doing Le Mans in a Volkswagen V-Dub Rabbit that had I don't know, Renault swap. Who fucking cares, nerd? I don't care how much money you got, how you cheat in the system, how you're skewing the PP to make yourself have a better car. I don't care. Make yourself have a chance at getting money so that you could buy these $20 million cars. I don't care, dork. You're a game player. I like to simulate experiences. So I try to simulate the best, cleanest experience ever. And I want the races to be as realistic as possible. I'm literally the person that goes and does those 500 PP Sunday Cups with a legit 500 PP car. Not a car that I detuned to 500 PP, not a McLaren that I cheated the PP system to make work in the 500 PP. No, I literally took a FRS that was 487 and brought it up to 500, and that's what I raced with. I'm that kind of dude, right? That's how I enjoy this game. That's how I enjoy my experience. Everybody else experience it another way. Have fun. But when you start complaining, the game needs to have... You go fucking sit on a sharp tack that's 12 inches long, please. You know? Because
like whoever playing this thing is like out of control.
This is horrible, yeah.
But GT is he? I think he's doing this on purpose. He got to be because he's a good player.
Either that or he's taking people's. No, is his screen name up there?
Super GT.
Oh well, shit. His bad.
Yeah,
quit doing that shit.
Maybe I think he got to be doing because he's a good driver, man. I've seen his shit. You know, he got to be doing like some kind of testing or whatever. And everything, but I actually did unsubscribe from him because he was one of the ones, man, that's saying like, oh, this is
doing that shit.
No, this was a disappointment. This, I'm like, man, you were like champion in the game, and now like you can't because if you're Gran Turismo content and then you're a channel up there, when the people who already doubt the game see you as a Gran Turismo player,
they're
like, oh, you see what
he's saying. They were saying so-and-so said, I don't give a fuck what so-and-so said. I'm me. I have enough experience to know and to go off of and make that statement. And then
when you look at that shit, they all of them always start, well, I just bought a 350Z and it's like, that don't validate shit.
Don't validate.
You got a little bit of YouTube money, you bought a car, cool. How many track days you got on that bitch if you crashed it?
Yeah. When I'm saying, look at him. He's riding the foot. Come on, bro. You know, and it's just like me personally, yo. I guess
he's trying to see if he's going to take that line. No, it's not going to take that line.
No, hell no. And then he fucked up and tanked it. So did you see the Bathurst endurance race with that dude with that incredibly fast GTR?
No. In real life?
Okay, in real life. This dude in super sedan class, he had an R32 that was a GTT. This dude has an R32 in super sedan class, and they did a Bathurst endurance race. This R32 had like 1,100 horsepower. I think the average car in the class has
this on YouTube?
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube. It's a red R32 arrowed out.
About what year was it?
This happened this year. Okay. This was a couple weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, something like that. But just put in R32 Bathurst. It's probably the most popular thing. Dude went nuts, but it was like a GTT. It was a rear wheel drive R32, insane fast. But that was exactly the element of Gran Turismo or of any sim racer game players. He found a way to loophole a rule that got his car on the track. And it was clearly not classed for what he was racing in. And it was so damn fast. So he went so fucking fast. But they said that car clocked 200 and something miles an hour. That was where they clocked it at. It still was accelerating.
Mm.
So yeah, too fucking fast. That's what everybody does when they're just video game heads. They want to get the fastest thing they can stuff in the
Man, is
class.
it me? Are these twins or some shit?
They do look the same
Like the
ass man.
same exact motherfuckers, dude. Like it's like
Yeah. But yeah, man, GT amazing. I love. They just got to bring me Sonoma. They bring me Sonoma. I'm super happy. We've got everything I need on that game. More cars.
the title the R32 has been banned again because it was banned before.
Yeah,
because
he keeps trying to find loopholes to get it in class. That's the bullshit. It's like, dog, set that car down somewhere.
Or man, take that bitch to Sakuba.
Yeah,
they're saying again because just showing an old video right here from the, that one right here.
That's the old Godzilla.
Yeah, that's the one that really like. Yeah, dude, it's not fair, man. So it's like that shit's crazy, man. But hey, man, let's go on because this shit's kind of like really banging up there. But overall, man, what I'm gonna do too, I don't know if you noticed on YouTube, man, they do it for you now. They break that shit's so good.
They break it down in the.
They realize what you're talking about because I guess you see GT all over again, or Gran Turismo, and it's like I don't even have to do that no more. They do it for you. They break down the titles, so people will be able to skip and jump and whatever they want to go to. So we ain't got to worry about that. But man, my opinion on it is like we're only going to see the next 3 weeks of people like, oh yeah, man, see, I've been away since part 5. Like, well, you just. Like for you is even different because you've been away from since part 5, part 4. You have nothing.
Yeah.
You have nothing to build upon a progression. You just see a game today. Of course, Madden 2023 is better than Madden 95.
Yeah, for
it
sure.
Should be. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't played Madden since like fucking 2001. You know
what
I'm
saying?
So
that's about when I checked out too.
It's like I used to have all sports games like all NHL, NCAA. Everything was sports, and then I'm like, well, I play this shit, you know what I'm saying? It's getting kind of whatever, but anyway. But yeah, man, so that shit's pretty dope on that. Let me put my time on that, so we at 2 hours and 4 minutes on that, man. But yeah, man, so we talking about too, because I don't know how much it's going to keep up with me, but yeah, that thing look fast as hell.
It's terribly fast, yeah.
But real quick on that before we leave, what was the loophole? How did he get the car in there?
Dude, I don't know. They weren't specific. They just told that he had found a way and got it in the class.
The guy's name is Brad Sheriff. I'm going to message Brad and see if Brad wants to talk about his car.
So they said, I don't know if he was supposed to follow a rule and they just said, all right, cool, because they didn't know what they were looking at. But he got out there and they were like, this motherfucker broke rules. So it was not adhered to. He did whatever he did. And then they would go and interview him and he said, yeah, it's sitting right around 1150 horsepower and blah, 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 blah. It's great. And then they're like, yo, you cannot run this car no more. You got to detune it. He said, I'd rather have it as a mantelpiece, a showpiece, instead of detune and restrict the car.
We got an actual video, not like the dude's chopping it up. So the dude name is Brad Sheriff. I'm gonna contact him and see if he responds. And great, but yeah. So it's 2010. So he's been at it, man.
He's been at it for a while.
That's coolish. That reminds me of your car and other cars like that have been around for a while. You had the car for a while, and that shit is just build and technology and ECUs get better and tires get better, brakes get better, and everything is cheaper too. Everything is cheaper too because back then, like when you trying to do a certain thing, like it was the Taiku and GT, those dudes had the banking and or the Yakuza money to build those cars. Now, you know what I mean, if you focus your money properly, you can build a badass machine, man. That
you can build a competitive one,
that's just, I'm gonna throw it out there, see if he wants to talk. I like he got some different shit too, like on top of the RB. He has like it looks like big ass like those are not what the fuck is that, man? It's like he got two coils per cylinder. So this is supposed to be RB26, but he has the VTC cut out, which means he's running before HKS just came out with a variable cam system. He
Mm-hmm.
either that's not RB26 or it's RB30 with an RB25 head, Neo, and he just put RB26 covers on it. The coil there is like almost, it look like two coils on one cylinder or something like that. It is some shit going on right there.
Mm-hmm.
Then the crank sensor is not normal. It's you know what I mean. Then they got normal hose and stuff, normal radiator. So this is the old one, it looks like. But like the yeah, man, RBs, man, like people give them shit, man, but like in a right tuner's hand, I've gotten a lot of years out of mine, and also, but like everything they break, man. But I'm gonna hit him up and if we can get him on and talk to him, you know what I mean, because he's probably like a hot topic now, you know. But I don't know. I never know.
He's making 1,170 horsepower on a rear wheel drive car.
Yeah.
Trying to race it,
right.
trying to track,
and
drag.
Yeah, and it looks pretty. Like, I mean, in that bay right there, there's nothing that, I mean, other than this thing sitting on top of the coil covers that look like some shit I never seen before. And then also Australia, New Zealand, they're on a whole different level with RBs, man. Even America and Japan, a whole different level. So they got some shit over there. But yeah, this looks like to me. Actually, no, I was correct. That's not a. I don't think this is RB26, man, because he got their single plenum. And the cool thing about all this shit, that's the knockoff plenum right there. Yeah, that's the one that's you know, I applaud. I had that same one. I made 550 horsepower. That's the Gretty. That's a knockoff Gretty. So that's This is RB25 with 26 covers on it. So this is not RB26, or is an RB25 head with an RB30 bottom. So yeah, that was correct on that. That's not an RB26, I don't believe. But I might be wrong. But I like to speak to him about that and see what's up. But yeah, man, if I can, I like to get him. We'll get him on here and me and you chop it up with him and see what's up. If he's willing, you know what I mean? Maybe.
If he's willing, yeah.
So, but again, the name is not, you know, not Daigo Saito, so, you know, but he might be a popular dude where he's at. So some people are a little bit reluctant. But anyway, man, that's dope shit, man. And then like, well, it is like now we gotta play fair, we gotta play nice, and all that shit, man. So we'll see, man. But hey, man, I want to definitely wrap it up because I got to actually get to it a little bit. So there's one here. I know it's getting late over there, man. So but James Deane hitting over to RTR. Let me put that down there because we didn't.
The big announcement: James Deane coming back to Formula D, and not just coming back to Formula D. He's coming back to Formula D in a team that could absolutely dominate the series. He's driving for RTR in the newest design RTR Mustang with the newest technology, the newest idea, the newest design. That is what James is going to be driving. James is a dominant driver. They made his car right-hand drive. He drove Adam's car, which is left-hand drive and not suited for his body type, but he got an idea of how the suspension and their current steering angle works. The next time this man drives a car that he's comfortable in, there might be hell to pay. So he's showing full season. He's coming in Long Beach. I expect Vaughn to probably have his car done this month. It might already be done, to be honest.
Working on that thing.
And he's just testing and going to put himself through as many tires as he can. Falcon is no longer in the series, so him being on another tire is going to be something he has to learn to deal with, but the way that the tire works is going to be the more important thing. Once he understands that, they are going for the gusto. James Deane might become champion again if he can use the car better than anybody that has jumped in him before it does. So, I think his skill is far more advanced than a lot of the drivers around. And him being in cars like this with a team like RTR, it's going to do very well. It's going to do very well. So we'll have to tune in this year. James is a very likable person, so it won't be that hard to want to follow him. And the fact that he vlogs now, again, this is what drivers have to do. To tell more of your story, you need your YouTube content. Him with Adam and Chelsea, you're going to possibly see some of the most elite drift content being made. All three of them have YouTube channels. All three of them surround their content with drifting. And James is just purely that guy. So I expect the RTR camp. Even Vaughn has a YouTube channel. So RTR is just leading the series, Formula D, in content creation. There's going to be, this just essentially makes their brand that much more popular worldwide. And the business of selling these cars is going to probably go up about 9 to 10%. And for the right people, the right locations of places that people have money to buy these things. Same thing like Michael Essa. Michael Essa going to DDE, I said from the get-go, this is going to be amazing. It's going to help Mike get a clientele that has money to spend a lot quicker than a lot of other race car builders.
Bro, I was just talking about that shit, man. Like that's one thing you feel like you're leaving your roots, so to speak. But like I was talking about, I'm like, bro, the first 7 years I've already like put out there, I can work on shit. I can do this, I gotta do that.
Right.
But when you bump that clientele up, it's like, hey man, fuck. I want money quicker, faster, and then I got a different clientele where they not asking how much. They saying, I want this, and this, give me the bill, I pay it. Do your magic, leave you the fuck alone, because they got 3 other cars that are just as equally as cool. You know what I'm saying? When you working with one guy who got one car, man, and they got like a little bit of cash, and you start giving that bill, and then their eyes get big, like, oh fuck, like I didn't know this was gonna be $22K. Like you're not at the right shop, man. You know what I mean? That's not. And I tell dudes I'm not a financial advisor, and I say it like I'm not even going to talk about what we can take off, because we can't take shit off. We can't take nothing off. So like I don't blame Michael Essa for doing that, man, because it's like fuck that shit, bro. Fuck.
I mean, think about it. Essa can have guys from Dubai, wherever else. They're gonna contact DDE or Mike directly and be like, I want you to build me a Ferrari race car that looks just like that, but I have the go for it. Open tab, open check, go deal with those other guys that the Kitty Fitzer Designs guys, make me this arrow, give me their information, I'll contact them. I'll cut the blank check for them too. Mike is going to get the chance to build some gnarly shit that is outrageous beyond this. Yeah, not dealing with her haggling on the price. Say, dude, my time, my craft is worth this. And they say, no problem, get it done. And when it's done, call me. And when you call me, arrange shipping. Or matter of fact, just contact my guy, because I'm gonna have a container over here at the port, and you just
that's right. That's like real money shit. Like that's where dudes think they are when they spend like 15, 20K through. They think they're on that planet. I'm like, bro, that's like I was talking to my I had a dude in my studio. He said the dude sent this car from SEMA he sent his car from Japan to SEMA and back from SEMA to Tokyo Salon, $75K both ways.
Yeah.
Like pretty much overnight for a car.
That kind of ball and shit. Yeah. Put the car plane, the plane flew it over, and they just drove it right out that shit.
Like that. Right. That's a different thing.
Right there, you ain't sitting in a queue for hella months. Wait, get the custom paper done. Not custom dude right there at the plane pull off. He do the thing, boom, boom, boom. They unstrap it, you drive it straight to Vegas. Like, imagine how many people are going to be contacting Vaughn and RTR. I want that car. Give me 3 spec 5Ds. And then it's like, all right, cool. Here, I got this many built already. I need to build 2 more. I need 5-month lead time because I got the program. FD's about to kick back up. I'll send you these 3 cars, but then you're going to have to wait on these. But I need that money, though, right now.
So was LZ there or not?
LZ is there. Okay. LZ is driving half a season. So it will be a 3-car team certain rounds, but it's going to mainly just be Chelsea and James. So what's going to happen is the biggest name on the grid is going to be RTR. The biggest.
So they're pretty much going to podium every round.
Yeah. I would assume Oh, James ain't here to play.
Nah.
James has already been
And
top of the.
let's talk about let's talk because I one thing. Let's talk about what do you think? What's going through the mind of Denofa? Is he like, all right, well, I'm not getting it done, or I'm one of the boys, or I'm pretty sure they had to sit down and powwow like, hey man, this is not what it's going to be. We just adding on. So it's just like when you go.
I think he's in a good spot
Right.
because Denofa is a name in the
Oh
series.
yeah.
Denofa can possibly be one of the most dominant drivers on the grid, depending on the day and how his morning went, right? Denofa's that close to being a champion. He's been very close before, but he puts on championship caliber surges, but certain times he just does not get it done. There are times when it was just him and Vaughn that he definitely looked to be the more talented of the two, but Vaughn has already gotten it done and gotten it done for years. When it's him and Adam, obviously he's the more talented driver with Adam, but it's just him and Adam having fun. With James here now, Chelsea could say, hey, you and I, let's go practice.
Yeah.
I need to learn what you know.
And it's going to be 1-2-2-1.
Like right here, look, Chelsea's laying down a solid lead run. James is in a car that he has never driven and on a side that he is uncomfortable on tires that he does not have any data on, and he is just driving by the seat of his pants. Look at his head compared to the cage. If it goes bad, he's head-butting his thoughts into chromoly. Now, when James is more comfortable in the car, sitting lower, and everything is to his liking, Chelsea is going to want to chase. Chelsea is going to want to lead as much as possible. They're going to need to do as many test days as they can mind bothering James on. Chelsea is easily able to drag himself up the podium or catch a toe from James on their way up. Look at the way that Chelsea moves the car, but look how James can surge the car. James can make the car do things already on a level that Chelsea can do it on, and he only put 3 tires through the car at this point. Look at the gap he just pulled on him. Look at the chase run. James ain't like he's not had the competition cut since 2020. He's still in the mix. He does this. Now he's driving an NA with nitrous power plant, surge power anytime he wants, very sticky setup as far as being tight. RTR cars seem to be very tight. He gets to bring a new spec sheet, right? Chelsea had a spec sheet. Vaughn had a spec sheet on how they wanted their suspension to be, how they wanted the car to be set up. Chelsea and Vaughn both helped on Adam, and Adam just drives. He knows how he likes a car. He has a little bit of insight, but they're like, hey, it needs to be like this. Hey, you need to drive it like this. James can say, my cars are like this. I drive them like this. I need it to be like this so that I can attack like this and so that I can do this type of thing. They're going to adapt. He's going to test. They're going to change. He's going to test. He's going to say, all right, this is it. This is the car I need to win. They can make it happen. And we have seen the whole car get ripped apart, and RTR guys put the car back together almost as fast as Papadakis' Stephen Papadakis crew does. And
as you just mentioned, like, so this thing will get covered 4 times or at least 3 times. You know what I mean? So then you got JR. So it's like, that's cool. I was telling somebody it's cool to see now when you like now with the if you do like an event, it's like you see the event 8 different ways, like
through their eyes.
Through their eyes.
Everybody's. And so you're gonna get Vaughn's side. You're gonna get Deane's side. So all of those sides together is going to make RTR a media powerhouse, and they're going to have everything They're gonna have everything documented. And Becky Evans, James' girlfriend, she knows because she vlogs too. When James is in the car driving, she's gonna be capturing that good shit. So we're not gonna have to look at montages or Formula D footage. You're gonna be able to get her view and through her eyes. So we're gonna get some solid content of drifting. That is hilarious. That is fucking hilarious because that is how he looked coming out. That nigga Vaughn is a piece of shit for that. That's hilarious, dog. But you're gonna get everything from the RTR compound, which is nothing but a rolling commercial. LZ has tons of fans. James has international fans. Chelsea has badass fans, and then Vaughn has his shit going on. There's going to be orders placed.
That spike of viewers is going to double because he's over there. LZ already there, and then him, and then like the whole speculation of what's going to be what.
But think on the business side, right? Think on the business side. Think of if I came to Japan, okay, and you do RBs, and I've always been on rotaries. I get there, you have a spare car. You and I go drive D1 lights or any region, and we do great. And then you and I set up a plan. Hey, you know what? I'm going to fly out here every couple rounds. We're going to do work, this and that. Now Pinku style is on the grid with 2 cars, 2 black dudes. Oh, what the fuck going on? Yeah. You got guys going on. What the fuck? And then we do great. Then they'll be like, yo, y'all motherfuckers be having fun and you don't really have any problems. Like the cars don't break. And then you can say, yeah, I personally did both the cars. I know his driving style. He told me what he liked. They came, set the car up this way. I did this. I'm used to it. I've driven out here this many years and boom, boom, boom. There's going to be guys just meaningly coming into the shop like, hey, what's up? I got an RB25. What can you do with it? You know what I mean? That's like what James has. So now internationally, all the Irish drivers, Vaughn already had a RTR. Yeah. Vaughn already had an RTR over there with Dan in New Zealand, right? Now we might see RTR cars popping up in Ireland.
Shitty in the seat? What's up? What's going on?
Yeah, he get to, Vaughn get to run. He like, hold on, let me see real quick one time. Let me run this shit one time. Yeah. Vaughn still got it.
Yeah.
Vaughn just.
Nah, bro, that's that shit right again. It's kind of again. I always go back, bro. Like we were on the same sponsor team for our logo. The dude told me like, hey man, I got this dude named JR with an S13, and I blew him off. Like I'm good, dude. I'm good, man. I'm out here doing the streets and everything. He's like, all right, cool. And that was that because he could have made that link, so we could have been linked up before. So now, like I said before, man, that was me being arrogant. And I missed the bus when, because now you got to be like that when you start ascending, man. You like we talked about before. Now all of a sudden you got new friends, but you don't know if they're real or not. So it's like if our paths cross, it'll cross. I'll tell him the story. He'll be like, "Yeah, I remember Rev and Retro Graphics." Like, yeah, it's like there ain't no, you can't fake that story. Like. Right. Do major graphics for your S13, SR20. That was your first Falcon car and everything. And now I'm in Japan. So it's like, and it's not like I'm on some bum shit. I'm in Japan doing my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
I don't got no championships.
And that's how it is, right? Don't be doing no bum shit. I'm actually doing some things, right?
Right.
Then when you say, oh, word, okay,
so cool. What you doing now?
Yeah, now it could be like waiting, that meeting, that whatever. But if it crosses his mind and he looks up some shit, it's like, oh shit, yeah, he really out here rocking. He's doing his thing, and shit happens because whenever things happen and they cross people's minds and they go look on Instagram, but then you be like, oh shit,
you've been doing it for a while, yeah, man. But that's the all overall, man. That's from giving because we didn't really even touch on last season. Like, I mean, you had your shit going on and everything, but yeah, this is definitely going to be a cool thing. And then of course I only gotta look. I don't even have to look on there, but I already know. Oh man, look how much better he is than LZ. Like, dude, you're talking about a multi-time champion, bro. Why would you even make that comparison? He's good.
About a guy that's
LZ is good. He's good in his
He's
lane, man. He's fine.
Right.
He's fine. He's fine.
LZ's the guy, man, because he's essentially got the least time on the shit than everybody, but he's a great learner. He's a great speaker. He's a great adapter. He's a great marketer. He's a great dude, generally thought of as a great guy. And this is what the team's all about. This is what drifting's all about. Get in some good blood, get in some new blood.
Right.
He's the guy, right? He's a great personality. And then you got him combined with think of the 4 generations of driver that is. Vaughn.
Beginning.
Yep. Chelsea after Vaughn, and you got James that started about the same time, but he was super young. Chelsea came from Nopi and XDC. James was IDC and all this other shit. And he drives in so many different series now. And you've got Adam, the newbie.
The social media the influencer.
Social media influencer. He found drifting through his YouTube channel to become a drift driver, and you've got that much of information and knowledge around you. There's no way that James and Vaughn, with their tutelage, won't be able to get both of those dudes up and rocking. So I do feel like Adam's 4 rounds, because he's going to be able to be relaxed and not stressed.
What I want to say on that too is I applaud him too, because you get in that position where like, oh, I don't want to make the boss mad. Like, there it's a code thing. Let's not even pretend it ain't. It's a code.
Right.
It's a joint marriage that's beneficial to both parties.
Correct.
You know, he got the team this because of the issues he had before, whereas he had the money, but the guys he had was honestly, I mean, I don't know their specs or they even still with RTR, which I doubt. The team he had before when he has S14, like that's, you know, there was.
But yeah, they don't need to be, but they're still his guys.
I know he's not gonna be like, all right, later days, thanks.
But that's what he freed up their time,
right, to
so
do
they
other
stay
shit.
home
Yeah,
top
right.
and get all his cars cracking. And he lets RTR do what RTR does. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So what I was getting at was, you know, I applaud LZ for essentially being like, hey man, I got my own shit going on. I still want to party with y'all, but I you know what I mean, I got my own shit going on. So he could have been like putting this stuff and aspirations to the side, and I'm pretty sure JR respected him, because he can be there at practice and be grumpy and not want to be there, and then he'd be like, hey man, so is everything cool? You still
or he can do like what most motherfuckers do. Hey yo, I'm out. I'm doing my own shit. Yeah. And then you be like,
just a bridge burnt.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
After
what he did was, hey man, we're homies. I don't want to leave you hanging, but I don't want to commit to a full series this year. Let's see if we could put things in place that I could do this, and this. And I have been going over to the IDC dude, driving with all the guys in Ireland. They had the LZ Invitational, and I got a great rapport with James Deane. Now, when everybody was announcing, oh, it's a new driver coming to RTR, people wasn't putting their brains together. People was, oh, it's this guy, confirmed. This guy, confirmed. LZ Invitational happened in Ireland, right? He got a good opportunity to drive with James, to talk with James, and James got to say, hey, I really would like to drive in Formula D again. Falcon's pulling the plug. I've done my thing over here. I want to get back over there. Can you talk to Vaughn for me? Where's my phone at? Vaughn, check it out. Look who it is. Hey, you know you and I got that thing going on that I'm only going to drive for 4 rounds this year. He want to be down. Can we get it? Y'all make it happen? All right. Y'all get in touch with each other.
This shit remind me of a live Hoon. When he said, hey, I'll just bust your ass, but hey, man, could you help me out for next season? Because I'm going to go get this E title again. Like that's how that shit right there, bro. That's why it pays to be you can be a stand up person for yourself. Like I say, I know you are, I am, and you can still be a respected guy, not just like one of those dudes who think it's cool to be an asshole. Like, yeah, I'm an asshole.
Right. Yeah.
Like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like that ain't really cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like a Karen or some type of shit. But it's like, you know what I mean, you can stand your ground and be called an asshole because you're standing your ground. Their problem, not your problem. But you know what I mean? This is how it works, man. Like it's really like, it's really that simple. It's really that easy to get on if you put in the work. You got champs talking right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, champs talking right here.
You know what I'm saying? So who else win that paddock as a champ in a major series?
I mean, dude, you got James multi-time, 3-time, and I'm talking about dominant back to back. You know, you got Vaughn.
His beat JR. I'm pretty sure he had to beat JR at some point, right?
Huh?
I'm pretty sure they driven against each other, right?
Yeah, fucking course, James. Yeah. James done put everybody on the trailer.
Yeah.
He won so many times. He's gone through everyone.
Yeah.
He's put everybody on the trailer. And so for Vaughn to say, "Hey, young thug, I respect that. I've done it a few times myself, but it's pretty fucking tough to do it now. And you have done it very recently out of the two of us, between the two of us. And you want to be down? I got you covered, right? So what I'm going to do is work with you on getting you exactly what you need to dominate this world and bring a championship back to RTR. I want, and because think about it, right?
That shit gonna fire Chelsea up, man.
It's going to.
We're going to see the wildest fucking Chelsea ever, dude.
It's got to. We might see the most clinical Chelsea ever.
Yeah.
Because Chelsea's been a wild boy. It's gotten him this far. Right. But when will we see the I am surgical with this shit, and please don't fucking threaten me for a good time, because I'll get wild on my lead runs and you'll be like, what is happening here? This guy, But the thing is, how stoked would Vaughn be to get crew chief of the year, to have his team and everybody win team of the year, and just to have them RTR trophies again coming in the RTR facility. And it makes his sponsors even happier. It makes his tire brand even happier. And it gets him more things going on. He can say, hey, yeah, I make a car that is top level creative. I make a car that's top level competitive in the series, and I have the best drivers all around. I've got world champions, I've got young guns, and I've got up-and-comers driving my cars. And guess what I could do? I could jump in 1-2, and we could field 4 cars for a special event, right? How dope would that be on the drive-in? It'll be like Falcon's gone, so it's not like you're driving in 4 or 5 Falcon cars on the grid anymore. It'll be 3 RTR cars on the grid, maybe 4 during certain events. And that'll be a good spectacle to see. They all got different colors and combos and shit, and it'll be tight.
Yeah, man, crazy. Business stuff, man. Yeah, it's 2 it's 2 over here, but this is perfect, man.
Yeah, let's get business.
Yeah, I blocked out the whole. It's funny, man. This is still like under 3 hours, man. So we still in good time. It seemed like we were rolling, man. But I like it, man, because it's multiple things and people could pick through it. And I like this format too because this is like the first time I think we here we go with the dirt bike shit.
Plan something out.
My boy, remember we were talking about the kid? This motherfucker won his first heat race and his second pro race, dude. This motherfucker's the dude. I don't even want to start going on that, but
yeah.
The truth, and then his sister's driving NASCAR. You know what I'm saying?
NASCAR.
So it's like, hey man, like you can say what they want about the dad and this and this, man. The motherfucker's confident and he knows, and he's a marketer, and he got his kid. That's the best thing, man. When you already got your money. Your money is secure. You already got your bag. Now your kid's about to get their own fucking bag. That's generational wealth, bro. That's the shit where people, they think, oh, no, man, we can't get that. And let me get him on the screen, man, because I'll start talking about him and everything in a good way. But, man, won his first, we just talked about him, and 2 days later, he had won his first heat race, which you don't really, the heat race, you know what the heat race is. Yeah. But the heat race, you generally only start winning those until, like, you know what I mean, you're at a place to win an actual main event. So this motherfucker's gonna be on the podium before the end of the year, man. Like it's just he's blowing away everybody's stuff and everything, and people see that and this and this and trying to put you there and all that stuff. Like, man, you put in the time. He's 17 now. He's getting physically bigger and stuff like that. But like I was saying too, man, like the going back to GT, man, and dude, I had me and my 6-year-old son, man, we were playing together, dude. That was the coolest shit ever, bro. Like that was the coolest. I'll make a video actually as soon as we get off here because this got to edit for a while. Actually, now because there's so many it's like literally 10 dropouts I got to edit out. But dude, that was like he kept looking over at my screen, looking at his screen. I'm blowing by him. Yeah. So I gave him the same car, but I gave him the stock CA because you don't need the LS7 and everything. So we playing with the cops and shit, and I'm like gone. And then he's like, dude, he's fucking like it was, dude. When I seen something that I liked, and this is a game. These are Sims, right? But like, bro, he was like mad. He was getting angry as shit when I would go by him and I was riding in fifth and just cruising, and I would just drop it and pull, and he was like flooring that shit. Like he was actually not crashing, and I'm like, bro, that's it, man. Like that determination to want to win. You know what I mean? We seen it earlier than now because now we got these things that we're not burning fuel, we're not fixing the car when it crashes. I told him stop hitting me because he kept ramming me and shit. And everything, man. And then like the cop, like it was funny because we don't know this dude. We was in the Japanese lobby, and the dude kept like following us. You seen the two cars side by side, and you see. And plus, I know my name, the live hoon shit is my name is be getting out there. Pinku style, blah blah blah. So the yeah, man, that was our first time online together, man, and that was pretty cool, man. I know you and Jalen's done it and stuff, but the
We actually haven't. We have not gotten on the same game online before yet.
Because they're right there.
Yeah. They're side by side, and I mean, I get on. Have I gotten on at the game? No, not online before. No, not online. We played each other, but we haven't gotten on the same game online before. I should probably do that. That'll probably be comedy because we'd probably run some fools crazy, and they'd be like, ain't no fucking way these two dudes is going nuts like that. So, oh shoot. So yeah, we'll have to see how that works. Yeah, they sending off a strike force behind you, huh?
They got 35s, 15s, 16s. F was F2, F5, F2. They don't really.
Yeah, the little tiger.
Yeah, they don't fly those too much, but 35s are pretty big. Pretty big here and everything, and then they got fucking Ospreys here and shit too, man. So they got a medley of shit ready to deploy. They need notice over to old King Jim's whatever the fuck that dude's name in North Korea is, but they ain't fucking with that. They ready to blast this motherfucker, man. They about to. I don't think he got too many more years, man. If he keep fucking around the way he's fucking around, he gonna get assassinated. But it is what it is on a whole different other podcast, like I said before, man. But yeah, man. It's gonna be an exciting season. Yeah, dude, it's gonna be cool, brother. And then like I was supposed to be in Okinawa, but hey, I got, like we talked about offline, I got some shit brewing that's gonna make things right, man. Because I got a lot of the last month for me has been it's been pretty tight. Let's just say that. And like I said before, man, JR not taking a relax. I kind of gotten this. JR not taking that relax back and pulling himself and not being selfish and pulling himself out of the driver's seat and then working on the behind the scenes. He can make so much more moves, money, and then if he got some, so he want to do it, he could jump right back in there and stuff like that, man. But yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome, bro. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. That shit gonna be fine, man. They're gonna be doing great. I'm a watch this year because it's new. That's what FD's been missing. It's been very stale. Newest thing was Adam, so yeah, it'll be back. Good vibe. I'm sure that we should see some pretty solid freaking battles.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be cool, man. So yeah, my bad. My wife is kind of. I gotta get out here.
Yeah, mine too.
Do some other stuff, man. So yeah, we were like, "What are these guys on their phone?" Like, nah, dude, we've been in it. But anyway, guys. Cool podcast. We got through it, and again, this is gonna be. I mean, we and Alex always chop it up, but one thing we kind of like at the same time, it was like talking points, and we definitely stayed to them. But we always gonna throw out, because the thing about that, the talking points allow you, because everybody does it the same way for all podcasts. If you give you talking points, then you put your own shit in there and mix it up and make a good salad and everything. You know what I mean? We're not the fucking news, and we're not those type of guys and everything. So, but yeah, cool stuff. The Black Deuce Drift event went down. We covered the VR2, and then finally with James Deane. So you'll see it down in there. And again, man, like I said before, man, I kind of dialed back on like getting guests on and things like that. I did say I'm gonna try to get this other the guy that 32, try to get him on and see what's up with the what's up, and you know why the car was bland and stuff like that. So. It'd be cool to get to know the guy too as well. So yeah, man. So again, man, it's gonna be Donnie from Massage Japan, Lex over there in CA, Richmond, California. I almost like mixed myself up and then Richmond, California, CA not VA and everything, man. But again, yeah, guys, go back and check out the other podcasts. They're not in chronological order. As you can see, we did a little side quest with the Shotoko, the racing movie. So I think we just did 2. So we got about four more to do. And my bad, Lex. The FC is in a 4th one. So after we do the next one, we do the next one. So it's still pretty good stuff and everything, man. And it's crazy. People are like, oh man, I never knew about that. It's like, yeah, man. Today and age, man. Unless you put it in your face with most guys, they don't know about it because there's so much data out there and so much stuff with the social media, man. So it's just good to get some history stuff in there, man. But again, guys out there, be safe, be sane, and do what you gotta do. So it's gonna be Donnie signing out. Massage Japan again. Lex from Richmond, California. CA not VA. See you guys later. Peace.